Hey, hey. The police are on their way to come pick me up, baby. Okay, I have a new thing to share. I got nails. Themed in the ocean. The police are coming to arrest me for having the dankest nails of all time. I'm just kidding. I don't use the word dank except when I do. You can't see, but it's a star. This one's a starfish, and the other ones are ocean. Anyways, they're press-ons, and I got them put on at a press-on place. So hopefully, I've never had nails this long before. It was just a spring of the moment decision. I walked by it, and I was like, ho, let me get a little bit of that action. So I've been doing this a lot. Let me tell you something. Take your attitude and take it downtown. And don't look at the stains on my sweater. That's none of your business. Okay. Right, Taro? She's with me. Thank you for joining me on a Sunday, Easter Sunday. I'm in a volcano. Why? Well, because we're talking about Scientology today. This volcano. Look familiar? All the dust flying everywhere. This is the same volcano that I'm in right now. I have been reading L. Ron Hubbard's Dianetics. Okay, I've not gotten very far. Here's as far as I got. Wow. Okay, I got a lot more to go, a lot more to read. I have some theories already so far, but I haven't gotten to the volcano alien part, so I'm hoping it picks up a little bit. It's a little slow start, slow burn, as they might say. Want to come up? Come on, jumpy. Come on, want to go all the way? You want to read Dianetics? Okay. There's Taro. So I'm working on a scripted video about Scientology, and I want to include some interviews that are online, available, and ready to watch. So I figured, well, I need to watch this one specific interview, so why not do it on a stream? And why not do it on Easter Sunday night? And sorry if I'm in a little bit of a downer mood, a little bit, just slightly. I've had some emotional revelations. AKA, I got my period, so now I'm crying about stuff that I've, shouldn't be crying about at this moment. So thank you for bearing with me as I powered through that, and now I'm trying to distract myself so that I can go to sleep tonight happy and start the week off fresh at work, because that's the most important thing, as you know, is being productive for corporations. Okay. So Taro has taken over my soul, and now we're going to watch this very, very exciting, and it could actually be pretty exciting. It's an interview with one of Scientologist's new famous influencers. Famous might be a little strong of a word. He's someone named Andy, and he's the Church of Scientology influencer and a volunteer in San Francisco. So we're going to hear his interview, and he's on a pro Scientology propaganda podcast. So I want to kind of dive into this, watch the interview, cut some clips from it that might be relevant to the edited video, and call it a night, Go to sleep with just one tear in my eye. Not 20, like I was planning on. So here we go. I think if you are on TikTok and you've come across these Scientology influencers, you've definitely seen this guy specifically, because he's constantly on my feed. So let's do it. What do you think, Taro? You're locking in? She's locking in. You can lay down if you want. We're both... Okay. She just wants pets a while. I wonder if she likes the nails or not. So this is called the Don't Do Nothing podcast, which is a very confusing name, in my opinion, for a podcast. Don't do nothing. So do nothing, or don't do nothing, so do something. Why don't you just call it the Do Something podcast? Don't do nothing. This reminds me of the anti-MLM, anti-wellness Instagram page that's run by Eva called Why Don't You Say Something? I feel like it's a spin on that. Don't Do Nothing podcast. And so as far as I know, it's a pro Scientology podcast where they bring people on and they're trying to make it seem like it's almost a neutral or non, Scientology based production. But I think based on every one of their clips that I've seen from this podcast, it's all pro Scientology. They make it seem like it's a Joe Rogan type thing where it's just random people coming on, but every single time it's a Scientologist, and they're always pushing the narrative of, Scientology is literally the best. Okay, so here we go. It's an hour 18. We'll see how it goes, and yeah.
Get your hearts ready.
Okay.
This is gold, straight up. No big deal. Big facts. Priceless, juicy nuggets.
That's what we're hoping for, okay? And I have not heard it, so this is all new, fresh information for me. And the background is Scientology is a religion. It's a worldwide religion. So far, I think it's a religion that is barely a religion and more so feels like a self-help group program that they are wanting a tax break for to have, and to have these courses and to have these programs and to have these facilities where you just talk about self-help stuff. And they said, hey, the best way to do that without having to pay major taxes is to call it a religion. Do I know that for sure? No. Have I uncovered all the secrets of Scientology thus far? No. But that's the vibe I get by watching this stuff and reading this stuff and hearing how they talk about it. And there's even things about Scientology accepts all religions. I'm like, how does it accept all religions when you yourself are a religion? So you have to have multiple religions to function as a Scientologist? It's very bizarre. So we'll hear more about it. But first, Amy, thank you so much to Amy, LX8RN. Amy says, Tarot manifesting that I send her money. Yes. Good job, Tarot. I appreciate your catifesting. This is Tarot.
We all love money.
Little things like a private jet.
Poverty mindset.
The opportunity of the 21st century.
A great deal of wealth is appropriate for me.
That's Tarot. Direct quote. Okay, here we go. I guess maybe I should give you a little, maybe before I start, let me just show you this guy, because to me, he's famous. But if you have not seen him before, you'll be like, who is this guy? Let me give you a little preview, just for some context. San Francisco Scientology, and he'll pop right up. Okay.
I'm going to take.
So here is what my feed has looked like for the last 6 months. Here we go.
Take you inside the Church of Scientology, San Francisco. So this is our public information center. Hundreds of people come through here every week to learn about Scientology. I'll show you around. Let me show you how this works. So each panel answers all your
amazing cuts. Very natural.
Questions about Scientology. There's thousands of hours of video on here that answers everything about our beliefs, from our humanitarian activities to information about our founder and our day-to-day activities. This one is a live stream of Scientology TV. We actually have a TV station. We also have an app where you can watch live all the time. So this panel consists of films covering the book Dianetics, A Modern Science of Mental Health, which is a book that tells you where your stress, anxiety, and your irrational fears come from.
I love the pyramid on fire in the background. That's always a good sign for whatever you're thinking is not a cult.
Narcissistic, bully, cult leader.
You can come check that out. Okay. And on this one tells about our basic beliefs as Scientologists. It goes over some of the core principles of Scientology, some of the origins of Scientology. This one's awesome. And this one covers something called the Purification Rundown, which is our detox program.
Okay, that one's so weird because I didn't know anything about that. I haven't gotten to the full explanation of what the purification program is, but it's essentially for people who have toxins in their body and also people who do drugs. And I think they consider them like one and the same. And you go and run on treadmills in their facility, and you take vitamins, and then you go in a sauna. So it is so self-help coded, so wellness coded, this entire thing.
Church of Scientology also funds a drug-free world program to help kids get off of drugs. This panel covers that. And this one covers our volunteer program where we do disaster relief. And on this one, you get to see Scientology around the world. There's videos covering the grand opening of every Church of Scientology. And you get to look at Scientology news from a top down across the whole planet. We actually have about 170 churches all over the globe. And I'm standing in the Church of Scientology, San Francisco. And this panel is my favorite. This is where the tour actually starts. This is a panel that covers L. Ron Hubbard, our founder, and gives tons of biographical data about his life and who he was. I'm going to take you
that, and it's a very beautiful building. They claim that L. Ron Hubbard, the founder of Scientology, was the first or the youngest ever Eagle Scout. Okay. That's cool, I guess. Okay, I'll play another one.
Hey, what's up?
And also, this is just one. There's like multiple. There's a San Francisco, a Minnesota, Tampa, Johannesburg. There's some in Germany. They all are doing the same exact content, essentially. They've scripted this for them. Like the casual walk by, the holding the mic and taking the tour. They're showing off certain places. So he's not unique in this. He's one of many that are doing this. But he's the one that's on the interview. Okay, so this is another casual TikTok.
Hey, what's up?
Is this the Scientology building?
Yeah.
Am I allowed to go in there?
You know, it's so funny. I get asked this question all the time. And my job is to give people tours of the Church of Scientology, San Francisco. We're here at 701 Montgomery, and we're open for tours every day. Everyone's welcome. You're more than welcome to come in and check it out. Hey, what's up?
I think we're welcome in the Church of Scientology. Okay, one more, and then we'll listen to the interview.
Hi, my name's Andy Holmes, and I've been working at the Church of Scientology in San Francisco for nearly 20 years. And the number one question I get asked is, what do Scientologists actually believe? So I wanted to take a moment and share some of our true beliefs with you. The first belief is that we are spiritual beings. We believe in Scientology that you're more than an animal, you're not just a body, that you're a spiritual being. And we believe that you have lived.
That's literally... Okay, let me go back.
And we believe that you have lived before.
Oh.
And that when death happens, you continue, that you go on, that there is a life after death, and that you are an immortal spiritual being. The other thing Scientologists believe...
I was going to say, that's like the bare minimum. Like, we believe that you are a spiritual being, but they're saying you've lived before and after death.
Scientology, that you're more than an animal.
Okay.
You're not just a body, that you're a spiritual being. And we believe that you have lived before, and that when death happens, you continue, that you go on, that there is a life after death, and that you are an immortal spiritual being. The other thing Scientologists believe is that people are basically good, and it is this basic goodness that we are trying to rehabilitate and bring up in people and help them reach their full potential. There's actually a lot of philosophies out there that think people are basically evil. And in Scientology, we don't believe that, we don't think that. We believe you are basically good, and this basic goodness at your center is worth rehabilitating. I also believe that you should think for yourself.
Okay.
And if you've wanted to learn about Scientology, you've been curious about Scientology, my suggestion is always to read a book. And I suggest this one. This one's called Scientology: A New Slant on Life. And this book covers all the basic principles.
A New Slant on Life is such an interesting title. A new slant on life. That just sounds like you're being manipulated.
And tenets of Scientology. Look, I get it. People are curious, and you've probably looked into Scientology or heard the word, but the truth is, unless you've read a book about Scientology by our founder, L. Ron Hubbard, and learned about our beliefs from the source, then you're just getting somebody else's opinion about it. And I really advise anyone asking me, what do I do to learn about Scientology? You should read a book by L. Ron Hubbard.
That's why I'm doing it.
If you want to get a copy, send me a DM. I'll help you out.
So this is the modern recruitment of cults, just so we know. People will say, we're not a cult, we're on the internet, but now you're DMing him to get the, the books. I bought mine on Amazon, so I didn't DM him for the books. But this is a part of a campaign that so they launched as like a corporation, essentially, as the headquarters. They launched this Scientology TV thing, which is on DirecTV and I think Apple TV, and it's just propaganda talking positively about Scientology 24/7. So when they launched that fairly recently, Then they also started this campaign for social media to have influencers at all the different facilities do these cringy videos where they're, walking by and talking about what, oh yes, great question. This is what we think. And this is what you can come and take a personality test. And you need to come to us. Don't just hear about, Scientology from these documentaries and hear about it from the news. Come inside and let us lie to you is essentially what this whole campaign is. So let's hear from Andy, my new favorite celeb influencer.
Scientology is like a buzzword on the internet. I have been working at the Church of Scientology in San Francisco for 20 years. There's nothing that I could do to help a person that would be more powerful than delivering Scientology to them.
Yeah, I am curious how old he is. He doesn't seem much older than 40, so he must have started very young.
I think that the role of religion in society is because the root cause of violence and crime and drug use and war on this planet, people no longer believe that they're spiritual beings. And the role of spirituality in society, it should be very prominent. Religion in general is going through a bit of a renaissance right now.
Yes,
I think people are waking up to that. They're like, oh, there's more going on than my credit score or the car I'm sitting in. I've heard everything about there is to know about Scientology.
Today I have possibly the most famous Scientologist online today. Okay,
there's another guy who's in the Minnesota office. He's more famous in my world than this guy. This guy's the second most famous. There's two brothers who are in Minnesota that to me are more famous than this guy, but whatever. That's just my perspective.
it's Mr. Andy Holmes, who runs the TikTok, YouTube, all these other social media accounts for the Church of Scientology San Francisco, where he has worked for 20 years as a volunteer, primarily, right? He has 2 children, 13 and 5 years old. He's been married for 14 years. This guy also has what we call a kind of side gig to pay the bills, which is working marketing at an accounting firm.
Yeah.
And he is a first-generation Scientologist who is literally famous with multi-millions of views. And, man, it's really exciting to have you on, Andy.
Yeah,
Welcome.
thanks.
So he's saying he's got a side job that sounds like a full-time job because I don't think they pay you. If you're a volunteer at the church, I don't believe you're getting paid. Maybe you do, but volunteer does not typically mean employee with a salary. So he's got a full-on job, and then he's got his other job at the Scientology social media office in San Francisco.
Appreciate it.
Let's go, Andy.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was quite the introduction.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyways, I'm excited to be here. That was a great intro. I have been working at the Church of Scientology in San Francisco for 20 years. This will be my 20th year there.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen a lot, pretty much seen it all, heard it all, been on all kinds of adventures, And I've been all over Scientology, the whole Scientology world from the top to the bottom. But the thing for me is San Francisco's always been my home. I'm very
Did you grow up there?
I didn't grow up there.
Oh, wow.
I actually grew up in Southern California, which is a good story. But yeah, I'm very connected
Doubtful.
to San Francisco. I mean, I love it there. I'll die there.
It's always been my home. Did you live there when you were a kid? No. Okay, well, he will die there. Okay, good to know.
I go through different physiological reactions even if I leave the city limits, just because I'm so rooted there. Even if I have to go to Oakland, I don't like it. I love it there. It's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
So
Dramatic.
I guess, the first thing that I want to know,
Sure.
and kind of we address this with most guests, but how did you start in Scientology, right? Your first generation, you kind of discovered it or found it or whatever. How did
Kind of
you
rare.
start?
First
And
gen.
by first generation, we mean his parents weren't Scientologists.
Correct. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't think that was...
Anyways.
Yeah, it's fine.
No worries. Okay, so I didn't grow up in Scientology.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear the word Scientology until I was 19 years old. Maybe I was 18, 19.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happened was,
Okay.
when I was growing up, I'm going to back up. I'm going to tell you the whole story. It's a great story.
Please.
So when I was growing up, I had a really hard time in school, super hard. And when I was in middle school, I was falling very, very behind, and I was really illiterate. And my parents were really worried about this. They were really worried about my literacy and like, he's going to get held back in school. This is a problem. And I actually ended up seeing one of the school psychologists, and they diagnosed me with something called an auditory processing disorder.
What does that mean?
Yeah, so auditory just means like listening, and it basically means that I didn't pay attention.
You can't listen.
Yeah. The technical thing there, like the psychologist was saying, is like he can't process things audibly, whatever. But to me, it just meant I was just daydreaming, not really paying attention a lot, right? So I was, getting a lot of private tutoring, and they were trying to like handle my literacy, so I wasn't going to get held back. They were looking at like holding me back possibly in like 6th, 7th grade because my literacy level was so low. Okay. Obviously, getting held back in the 6th, 7th, 8th grade, whatever, would be incredibly demoralizing. So I was like really determined to not have that happen. And a really funny thing, the year between 8th grade and 9th grade, I stumbled upon a book. And it's a really famous book that everyone's heard of. It's called The Hobbit by Tolkien, right? And I devoured this thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it changed my life, actually, this book. It really opened my whole universe up to art and other worlds, and I was completely invested in this story, and then I became obsessed with reading science fiction and fantasy.
Oh, wow.
Obsessed.
And how were you able to even read that book?
Yeah, it sounds like
I don't really know,
Yeah.
to be honest with you.
Yeah, okay.
I don't really know. I think that to handle my literacy, I think I just needed something that was interesting to me, right? I think I was just bored.
What does that have to do with Scientology? That it's both science fiction?
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I was just bored in school, to be real. I think I was just
That's super real to me.
I think I was just bored, right? I don't think I was dumb,
Yep.
So I just was really engrossed in it. So if the book, so the summer between 8th and 9th grade, if the book didn't have a dragon on it or a spaceship, and if it wasn't at least 500 pages long,
Yes.
What?
That's a real science fiction nerd.
I wouldn't read
Yes.
it. I was a total science fiction nerd, and I got super into this.
Wow.
Then I got into high school.
Dude, you know what's funny?
I'm on the panel. This is not selling Scientology as a real science to me. He's like, I really like fantasy. I really like stuff that's fake, for sure. I love fiction, and I love Scientology specifically. This is the origin of how I got into Scientology. I love fake stuff.
That's totally real to me. I read a lot of science fiction as a kid, especially in probably like 8th to like 10th grade.
Yeah.
And I literally had the same ideas. If a book, the thicker the book, the more excited I was to read it.
Wow.
Which is a weird kind of, you think of it.
Well,
the
you're
opposite.
like, you want to get into the world. You want to,
It's more like immersive.
For me, it was
this book is.
escapism, right?
Same.
Because I was pretty introverted. I was a pretty depressed kid, right? Didn't have a lot of friends. I wasn't super social. And to me,
700
real life
pages
just sucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I go to school, I would get bullied. Like I wouldn't like get the right girl. It just sucked.
Yeah.
But if I would read these books, I'd be like, oh, I'm fighting someone with a lightsaber. Or I'm on a dragon, or it's awesome, right? Okay, so all through high school, I
get it.
I would not do homework ever. I almost failed out of high school. I did really poorly, and my parents would be really confused because my parents would be like, okay, you're gonna sit in this room and you're gonna do homework for 2 hours, and you're not allowed to like go on Nintendo or do anything until your homework's done. But what they didn't know is I would open my math book or my history book, and I would put a sci-fi book in the middle. And I would just do that. And I was reading, 2 to 3 hours a day, science fiction, fantasy, and that eventually just handled my literacy. I had enough interaction with the language where my literacy went up. And okay, so you asked me how I got into Scientology. This
get
is
to it.
secular, so I'll
Get
come
to
back
it,
to that.
please.
So
Oh God.
I didn't know that L. Ron Hubbard was the founder of Dianetics and Scientology. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And somewhere along the line, I'd picked up a book that L. Ron Hubbard wrote called Fear. This was the first L. Ron Hubbard book I'd ever read. And the reason why I picked Fear is because when I was in high school, I was a huge Stephen King fan.
Yeah.
I read anything and everything that Stephen King wrote.
Wow.
And I saw an interview with Stephen King. And in the interview, he suggested Fear by L. Ron Hubbard. He spoke very highly of it. I was like, okay, well, if the master is saying this, I'm going to read this book. So I read that book, loved it. Okay. 4 years later, I was graduating from high school. I, handled my literacy. I was very literate at this time.
It's a novella. It's a psychological thriller horror novella by L. Ron Hubbard, which first appeared in the magazine Unknown Fantasy Fiction in July 1940. Having just returned from an expedition to the Yucatan, Professor of Ethnology James Lowry is a disbeliever in spirits, demons, or the supernatural. He writes an article in the town newspaper denouncing such beliefs as tricks played in primitive civilizations. The dean of the university, Jebsen, accuses Lowry of using his article to attack Christianity and fires Lowry from teaching. Lowry visits his longtime friend and fellow professor Tommy Williams, where the two share a drink to discuss Lowry's termination. Tommy semi-jokingly warns Lowry that his article may have antagonized the very demons Lowry denounced, and now they are out to ruin Lowry's life. Okay. Again, this is not, to me, a positive hard sell into joining a religion based on fantastical earlier works of its founder. But okay, I'm going to follow this storyline. Let's hear him out.
And I don't know why, but I just felt this urge that I had to get out of Orange County. I grew up in this world in Orange County, and it was great. I don't really have a lot of complaint about it. I actually had a pretty good childhood. My parents were amazing. But it was very I was in this bubble, and I knew there was so much to the world out there that I didn't know about. And I just had this urge to go on an adventure, just get out of there.
Wow.
And I had to leave.
So it sounds like he had money. Okay, so this is a privileged person, so it sounds, because he said he had private tutoring when he wasn't reading correctly. He said his parents were seemingly well off, lived in Southern California, so it sounds like he's got some money to work with here, I'm going to guess.
And what happened was I told my mom, I'm going to move to New York City. I'm going to go to New York City, and I'm going to study journalism. And my parents begged me not to go to New York.
Wow.
Because they knew I was never coming home.
Right.
They knew I was out. I was gone. Right. I was going on an adventure, and they're like, New York's too far. It's too far away. So.
And you're 18 at this point?
I was 18.
Okay.
18. So I wound up going to San Francisco. And it's interesting. I went to San Francisco because the newspaper there, the San Francisco Chronicle, is quite famous. And it actually got really famous because, they've done a lot of investigative journalism, and there was all that buzz around. I don't know if you followed true crime or anything like that, but this, the Zodiac killer, you heard about that at all? No? Okay.
They've never heard about the Zodiac killer? Give me a break. It's like one of the most famous serial killers ever.
I'm not going to get into a whole thing on the Zodiac, but basically, the Zodiac was a serial killer. And it was super active in the 80s. Or
is this real life, not fiction now?
This is real life.
Okay, real life. Okay.
Real life, right?
Do they live under a rock? And sometimes there's stuff that I know about that seems very obvious, and people are like, "Wait, I've never heard of that either." So correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that saying Ted Bundy? Like you've never heard of Ted Bundy? You've never heard of the other guy who eats people, Jeffrey Dahmer? Seems unlikely.
I don't know the details, but I've heard
yeah.
Okay.
And I could be screwing up the dates. Maybe it wasn't the 80s. I don't know. They made a movie out of it with Robert Downey Jr. a few years ago.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Okay, anyways, the Zodiac was sending letters and all kinds of threats to the public via the San Francisco Chronicle. It was pretty dark, right? But at this time in my life,
all in serial codes you have to crack. In case you're interested.
This was exciting to me. I was I want to go on adventures and try to catch killers or whatever. So I moved to San Francisco.
For that
and
reason?
I went to the University of San Francisco.
Okay.
And I went to school there for a year. And I was majoring in English. It's so funny because I was illiterate, almost held back.
Wow.
And what I wanted to do was actually be a writer. This was my dream, my passion. Okay. And what happened was I started to spend a lot of time around the newspaper industry. And right around this time, this is 2000.
What does that mean, around the newspaper industry? You hung outside the building or what? What does that mean?
2004, 2005, the internet's exploding.
Yeah.
Facebook's becoming a thing, and the newspapers are dying. They're firing journalists left, right, and center. And I'm this isn't going to work. How am I?
And they're still doing that. Even worse today.
By the time I graduate, this industry is going to be gone.
Yeah.
which at the time was a pretty hard blow for me, you know, because I was like really excited about this, and you know, it was like I was pretty directionless, and I had moved from Orange.
Him and I, one and the same.
County as this like very confused teenager with some hope of like discovering myself in San Francisco, and that wasn't happening. Okay, so like I fell into like very deep depression, and I was really susceptible to influence.
Now, is he going to connect his own dots here? Is he going to connect his own dots? He was really susceptible to influence. This is the story how you got into Scientology. He likes science fiction. Okay, red flag number 1. Second, I was really depressed and very vulnerable. Okay, red flag number 2. Now, is he going to acknowledge this? What do we think? Yes or no? Do we think that he will understand?
This situation is a red flag.
And I fell in with like kind of the wrong crowd.
Yeah.
Really, you know, just people I shouldn't have been around. And I basically got into all the trouble that you could get into as a freshman in college with no life experience whatsoever.
Like what?
Okay. And what ended up happening
Were you like robbing people? Were you setting the dorms on fire? Like what kind of trouble? I need to know the details, sorry.
was I ended up falling into like really heavy drug use. Like really bad.
What kind of drugs?
What does that mean exactly?
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. So,
Thank you.
so, you know, I was just drinking and partying a lot, right? I was using marijuana a lot. And this really escalated to the point where I was using drugs, you know, every day for a couple of years.
Weed and drinking? I mean, it's not great, but it's not that uncommon in a college campus.
And what happened was...
Oh, congrats, Angela Arnold. Yay! Angela Arnold says, hi, chat. Got married yesterday. Ah!
Buzzing with joy. Get your hearts ready.
Aww. Angela Arnold. This is for you.
Sales is love.
Also?
My boyfriend.
Also?
I am dating the most evolved human being.
Also?
Penis.
Also?
I'm dry.
Also?
Don't you dare get married.
Also?
I'd fill that load.
Congrats. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. And always keep watching the stream, please. Don't change.
Your crack.
Okay.
Right when I turned 19, I got really sick. I actually had like a minor overdose.
On weed?
From taking too much ecstasy.
Oh,
I had a minor overdose. And it scared me. It scared the hell out of me. Because after that happened, I was ill. I was sick for 3 weeks.
Whoa.
3 weeks. And what would happen is every morning I would wake up and I would dry heave. It's like I'd throw up and nothing would come out. And I'd wake up in the morning, I'd feel like crap, and I'd go to the bathroom, and then I would just dry heave for like 20, 30 minutes. And the only way I could get my body to stop doing that was to take more drugs.
You're taking ecstasy in the morning? Jeez.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was a wreck, right? Total wreck. And the worst part about all this is because I was so physically messed up and I was like addicted to all these drugs and whatever, I actually was beginning to lose my ability to write as an artist. And my literacy level started to like decline and my mental aptitude really started to go down.
And at that time, what were you writing? Were you writing
everything?
Articles? You submitting it for school? Did you publish anything?
I was writing for the school paper. Okay. I was just trying to like, I was just throwing stuff on the internet. I was writing a lot of short stories, things like that, you know. I had written a full-length book that got rejected like 70 times by major publishing houses. You know what I mean? That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
But
I am not following this story completely. They asked him one question thus far. See, this is very self-help wellness of him as well. To be asked one question and then to talk for 72 hours straight in a nonsensical way about your life purpose and your life trajectory. It's like, when are we going to get to Scientology? He said he had never heard of Scientology until he was 19. So he started as, I couldn't read when I was in 6th grade. I almost got held back, but then I didn't because I discovered sci-fi. And then jumped now to college in San Francisco. He's on ecstasy, smoking weed, and drinking. Not really explaining money details, very relevant details as to how did you get involved in that and what does that look like. It seems very disconnected from, like he came sheltered boy into San Francisco college and then just happens upon these drugs. Interesting. And now rejected novelist, losing his literacy. Okay, so then Scientology, I guess, is going to save him here, I suppose. I don't know if I believe this either. I agree. Oldie gal. I don't know if I'm buying this. It's very convoluted.
But what happened was I was so freaked out because I was only like 18.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm 18 years old. Where am I going to be in 20 years?
Mm-hmm.
My health. If I have these health problems at 18, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
So this is what happened. I called my dad. And I just spilled my guts to him. I told him everything. I was like, I've been spending all my tuition money on drugs and alcohol and partying. I just had this overdose. I'm sick. I didn't know what to expect. Wow. I was like, is he going to kill me? Is he going to like scream at me? Like, what's going to happen? But I was at the bottom, right? So I just spilled all my guts to him, and I told him all this, what's happening. And he says to me, well, while you've been away at college, I got really involved in this new religion called Scientology.
Okay, so your dad was in Scientology. So actually, this is basically the entire story of all these younger people. Their parents got them into it. That's the same exact story of the brothers who are in the Minnesota one. Their dad, they said, oh yeah, we discovered Scientology through our dad. It's like, oh, you discovered it through your dad? That's not really you discovering anything. That's your dad giving you what your religion is. But okay, all right. So his dad did it. All right. So you are a second gen, actually. Because it is rare. I haven't found many first gens. It's very rare for someone of our age. I'm assuming him and I are close in age, like 40s, 30s, 20s, younger people who get involved in Scientology cold turkey, like find it, out of the blue and just walk into a center and go, what is this? I want to join. Normally it's their parents. Now how the parents got involved, I don't know, but it's typically like, not Lisa Rinna. Who's the one that's always doing the Scientology stuff from King of Queens? She's done a bunch of documentaries. She was a second gen. So her parents joined, and then she was like basically born into it, young person involved because her parents forced her into it, and she stuck with it until she got out. Anyways, so it's rare to see a first. That's probably why they're interviewing him, but now it's like, nah, he wasn't a first gen. Anyways.
And I'd never heard of Scientology before. And I was like, okay, tell me about it. And then he starts telling me about Scientology, and he tells me it's a religion founded by the writer L. Ron Hubbard. And I went, I know who that is.
Wow.
I read that book, Fear, and I'd read another book by L. Ron Hubbard by this time called Battlefield Earth.
Amazing book.
Amazing.
Book. Fantastic
Amazing.
book.
Yeah. Top 5 all time for me, for sure.
So good.
But I didn't ever know that L. Ron Hubbard was the founder of Scientology. So to me, my dad tells me,
Oh God, John Travolta was in it. Shocking. Oh my God, scary. This is Battlefield Earth, starring John Travolta. 2000. Based on the 1982 novel by Scientology founder L. Ron Hubbard. Battlefield Earth is set in the year 3000 and follows a human rebellion against the Cyclos, a tyrannical alien species that has ruled Earth for 1,000 years. John Travolta, who produced the film, stars as the main antagonist, Turl, alongside Barry Pepper and Forrest Whitaker. Wow. Before his death in 1986, Hubbard himself had campaigned for a Hollywood adaptation of his novel since its publication, asking support from Scientology figures in the industry, including Travolta. After the financial and critical success of 1994's Pulp Fiction revitalized Travolta's career, he decided to use his newfound influence to revive and lead the project with the involvement of other Scientologist figures, although funding from major studios proved troublesome to obtain due to concerns regarding the script and Hubbard's connections to Scientology. Connections? He is Scientology. What do you mean his connections to it? In 1998, it was picked up by the independent production company Franchise Pictures, which specialized in rescuing pet projects. Production began in 1999, largely funded by the German distribution company Entertainment AG, and with Travolta personally contributing millions of dollars, he envisioned the film as the first in a duology, as it only adapts the first half of the novel. Wow. Anyone ever seen this movie? Oh my, what is wrong? Why do they have giant crotches? What? Can you see? Move out of the way. That costume is made specifically to highlight that that area. Interesting. May well turn out to be the worst movie of this century. What was he thinking? Says Los Angeles Times. The showgirls of sci-fi shoot 'em ups, haplessly directed, inscrutable, hypothetically foolhardy, 0 stars. Earth is terrible. A bloated sci-fi monstrosity, bewildering. A million monkeys with a million crayons would be hard-pressed in a million years to create anything as credulous as contentious as Battlefield Earth. So people didn't like it. People didn't like it, I guess. Wow. Okay, I must watch this. Where can I watch it? The budget was $44 million and it made $29 million. That ain't good. That ain't good. Who else is in it? John Travolta, Barry Pepper, Forrest Whitaker, know him. Kim Coates, who's that? Richard Tyson. Oh, that's a guy. Huh. Richard Tyson and Sabine Carcenti. There you go. That's the one. That's his favorite book. Okay, back to it. Thank you. Just needed that aside.
That sounds like you're telling me that L. Ron Hubbard, the guy, the science fiction writer that wrote these books, this amazing master storyteller, founded a religion about unlocking your full spiritual potential. And he's like, yeah. Sounds like, where do I sign up? Literally, that was the whole conversation. I was like, where do I sign up for this? Right? So he told me, go online, find the local Church of Scientology, and walk in there. And there's a and walk in
Good
there.
advice.
Yeah, and there's a program. There's a program they offer called the Purification Rundown, and it's a detox program to help you rid your body of like drugs and toxins. You know, it's a sauna program. And at this point, I would have done anything. You know, so I go in there, and I just walk in the front doors, and I tell the receptionist, my dad's a Scientologist. He told me to come here and do the sauna program. And I was on that program the next day.
Wow.
I was on that. It was the first service in Scientology I ever did.
That's quick because you got to get a doctor's note too.
Yeah,
so you were freaking running.
I was ready to do whatever it took, right? So I was in there.
So you need a doctor's note that you can do it. That's interesting. I was wondering, like, how these people aren't trained in anything, as far as I know. But yeah, they're saying, you know, run on the treadmill and take these vitamins and put you in the sauna. I'm sure that could hurt you, especially if you're on heavy drugs and you're not in a real detox program and you're in some weirdo religious one. That's dangerous, but I guess they got them cleared, which is good. Ironically cleared beforehand. Okay.
And that program saved my life.
Wow.
Completely saved my life. It was nothing short of a miracle. 2 weeks later, 2 weeks into that program, everything that was wrong with my body was corrected.
Wow.
I wasn't sick anymore. I was healed. It was honestly a miracle. It was an honest to God miracle.
See, doesn't that sound like every other wellness influencer that we see on Instagram these days? That's what they all say. Whatever their protocol that they want to sell you or they promote. Oh, cold plunge. All my illnesses went away. Oh, eating fruit. Oh, eating only carnivore. Oh, drinking my own urine. Oh, doing a sound bath. Oh, whatever. You know, it's very wellness vibes.
And I was such a lost soul at that time, right? I didn't know if, like, am I going to be a journalist? Am I going to do this? Like, what am I going to do? So for me, when I first got in Scientology, and I was reading Scientology books while I was on this program, for me, it was like walking into like Hogwarts or like Xavier's School for Gifted Children. I was like an X-Men or something. I was like, this is incredible. And I was all in. And I started working for the church mid that program. 2 weeks into it, I took a break from college and I started studying and practicing Scientology practically full time, like 10 hours a day, every day for...
That's a red flag as well.
This situation is a red flag.
2 weeks in, they're like, yeah, come work for us. Come volunteer for us, for sure. Oh, you got it. You don't even have enough time to read the book yet, but we believe it. Come on in and get more people, recruit more people.
3-4 years, because at that time I was just a kid. I didn't have the wife, I didn't have the bills. I had all this freedom, and I just went totally all in on it.
Wow.
And I really haven't looked back since. And since that time, I've essentially done almost everything you can do in Scientology. So that's the story.
Incredible.
That's how I got into Scientology.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, you could have told that story in 20 seconds, and yet you chose to tell it in 17, and I got nothing exceptional out of it.
Incredible.
Wow.
Andy.
Yeah.
What made you want to? Because there's people who, experience great gain from Scientology, but they're like, I want to tell people about it, et cetera. It's another level of commitment to actually decide, hey, I want to actually work at the church and actually fill one of the functions there. What made you decide to do that?
So, okay. That's a really good question.
Thanks.
Thanks. It's a great story. Let me take you back to 1943.
I honestly think the answer to that question has changed many times for me because I've been doing it for 20 years. And the reason why I do it now is different than the reason why I did it when I was 19. Okay. When I was 19 years old, the unfiltered, honest to God truth was I was terrified of going back on drugs. I was terrified of relapsing. Yeah. And I knew that if I didn't make new friends.
What is that reaction? Oh, wow. Yeah, that's kind of what everybody in recovery probably feels, is scared of relapsing. But okay. Whoa. No. Yeah.
And if I didn't get in a clean group that was ethical, that was productive in society, I was just going to become a deadbeat again, right? I mean, I had friends that were getting arrested, going to jail for doing drugs, whatever, and it was like I had to get away from that, okay? So when I first got involved in working for the church, it wasn't out of some like humanitarian drive to help other people. Just to be really honest with you. It was like, oh, I can learn about this technology. I can learn about this religion, and I can make all of these great friends. And I saw that a lot of people in the Church of Scientology were quite successful, very happy, and I wanted that. And I wanted to be around it, and I wanted it to rub off on me. And I was in this position where I could just immerse myself in that. Okay, so then...
Again, same self-help, wellness. Surround yourself with people who are go-getters. Surround yourself with people who are going to lift you up. If your friends are losers, you're going to be a loser. You need to get among high net worth, high value people. Same thing.
That was the original reason why I ended up getting involved.
Wow. So how was that? On that?
Yeah.
So that was your reasoning. And how was, like, I guess the recruitment? Like, was there like, hey, sign up? You're like, cool. Like, how... It's just interesting because, I was recruited a certain way when I started working at the church, right? And, I just wonder, like, how was that?
Explain your certain way that you got recruited, sir. Tell your secrets.
Yeah, it was a very fast conversation. Okay. Actually, it didn't take a lot. Basically, the way it was positioned to me at that time was, I was very, like I said, I was very lost. I was very directionless. I didn't know where I was going in my life. And the thing...
This situation is a red flag.
For me is part of why, in some weird way, part of why I always wanted to be a writer or why I wanted to get into journalism or something like that, because I wanted to do something that I felt was fulfilling. I wanted to do something where I felt I was helping people.
Join the club. Join the club, Andy. Join it. I'm with you.
Yep.
Okay. Whether that was like getting involved in like political journalism or exposing the truth about what's really going on in the world, whatever, or even just writing science fiction fantasy books to help people escape the way it helped me. Right. I always wanted to do something like
I'm not seeing the thread there with that third option.
that I thought would better mankind, would help humanity. And when I experienced all of those gains and all those miracles doing that initial purification, that detox program, I just knew. I was like, there's nothing that I could do to help a person that would be more powerful than delivering Scientology to them. And I had complete subjective and objective reality on that. And I knew that to my core, right? So I was very excited to learn this technology for myself, not only just to help myself, but also to help other people. So the way I was recruited, the way that basically went, is they basically sat me down. They said, look, here's the deal. We're hiring. You're 19 years old. You don't have any ties right now. If you want, you can start working here at the Church of Scientology, and we can train you. You can do all the Scientology training that there is full-time, kind of like a scholarship, right?
Oh, wow.
And I just jumped at that, right?
Oh, so they took advantage of you at your very lowest, and when you're too young to know better. Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like they did, and makes total sense.
I don't know anything more cultish than that. Oh, it's a cult. This spells cult. C-U-L-T.
Okay.
So I started working there at the Church of Scientology in San Francisco. I did a lot of different jobs working in marketing, introducing new people to Scientology. Basically what I did, my first job there, I was basically touring new people.
Okay.
New people would come in, I would just tour them around. So I did that for a few months, and then from there...
And is that in the location that it is still now right now?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the same location, same church. The original Transamerica building.
Wow.
We hang out with
Yeah, it's
Kaya
pretty
because
wild.
She's a winner. Lol.
We hang out with Kia because she's a winner. Thank you, Amy. I'm a winner. I don't feel like a winner.
What is a cult?
I feel like a wiener.
Her charisma is straight up off the charts.
I am a wiener.
I've been an alpha female.
Also, here's one you haven't heard in a while.
I got 4 toes on 1 foot. My sister ran me over with a lawnmower.
Digest that one, guys. Thank you, Amy, for commenting that. Thank you.
That building. Cool. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I did a lot of services there myself.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
San Francisco, absolutely.
That's cool. Yeah, and then from there I went
Okay.
up and I trained. I trained at higher levels in Scientology and different organizations in Scientology. The reason why I'm doing it now is a lot different than back then. Back then, it was a lot about me.
Yep.
It was a lot about, okay, I want to be around these people. I want to make friends with these people. I want to learn how they're making money. How are they having kids? How are they so happy? How are they...
Oh, just for the record, in case anyone's... I think I kind of explained at the beginning, but these goons, as you say, the two interviewing Andy, they are also in Scientology, and this podcast is created to create propaganda for Scientology. It's most likely paid for by Scientology. So, and I think all these influencers, I don't know if they're getting money or they're probably, there's a campaign going on right now to make social media content pro Scientology. So they're all in on it. It's not a critical podcast at all or a neutral podcast. They're trying to make it seem like it is, but it is not 100%. As far as I can tell.
Like handling their depression without smoking weed. I wanted to know those answers, right? So I was just all in on that. And that was really the original reason. And as I progressed in Scientology, I became a lot more aware of the broader mission of Scientology. That's a much different thing than what I originally did, right? So now my viewpoint on that's a lot different. But that was how I originally started.
Right.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
No.
It was a very boring story once again. And the story is I was young and vulnerable. My dad was involved in this. I agree. Like, how much money was the dad spending on this? And he wants to work for them because they sat him down 2 weeks after detoxing from major drugs, as he says, and saying, hey, we helped you. Now you need to help us. And that's the perfect time for them to come in and do that, where you're so thrilled to be feeling better. You're like, okay, yes, I'll dedicate my life to it. And they took advantage of the moment. And I don't find that to be interesting or shocking at all.
I've mentioned this to you on a message where I commented on one of the things.
No worries.
But back in roughly must have been 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
Here in Clearwater, I was over here, and I was having a rough time, and they brought in this guy to help me, and that was you.
Really?
Yes.
Huh?
You actually gave me an auditing session.
Really? I think I remember this.
In Flag.
Now I remember
Right?
it.
And man,
There's so many. You're doing so many auditing sessions. You wouldn't remember somebody that you're giving it to. I find that to be surprising. Doesn't Scientology give you big brain energy? Why would you not remember each other? And why would this be the first time you're bringing it up? Thank you, Beth Puma. Beth Puma 88. Thank you so much. Here's my advice to you, Beth Puma.
I'm gonna smash your phone.
Also?
I love selling stuff online.
Also? This is how I feel about you.
I'm spending too much time working, too much time giving.
You spend so much time working and giving. Also?
You got Epstein-Barr.
No, you don't. But okay, back to it. Thank you, Beth.
it was. I would just have to tell you, dude. When I met you for the first time, I was like, dude, this guy is amazing.
Really?
I was so impressed because I don't know exactly. Well, now I kind of understand what was happening, but I was just in a tough moment personally myself, and I didn't know, and I wasn't sure what I was doing, and I was kind of like off, right? Kind of lost. And of course, I mean, I'm at the church, but still, like, it doesn't mean that everything's perfect. Like, I don't know. It was a little bit rough for me.
Don't say that, dude. He was healed in a week. He never needed to go back ever again. He's totally healed. You shouldn't be saying that. I'm going to call the church and tell on this guy. He's spreading the secrets that you can be in Scientology and still be needing of help. Wow. I heard the technology is a one and done. You get it, and now you're above humanity. Thank you to Amy. Amy, LX8RN. Thank you so much. Tarot's manifestation money. Oh, Tarot. You got manifestation money. Could you hear that? She's the most talkative little girl in the whole world, and she loves talking. And it's so funny. Like, I'll be in bed sometimes I have like eye shades because I have a big skylight, and so it's always bright. And so I'll have my eye shades on still, and I am assuming she's in the bed, and I'm like, "Good morning, Tarot," and then she goes. So she doesn't even know I'm looking at her. I guess she assumes I'm speaking to her now because I live alone, and if I'm talking to her most likely. So maybe she's learned in the last little while that, that I'm only talking exclusive to her, but she'll talk back, which is amazing. Thank you. What do you have to say about that? Anything? Oh, silence? Okay, thank you.
You have to think instead of sitting around eating Skittles and watching Oprah reruns.
That's for you, Amy. That came directly from Tarot. She told me to push that button for you. Thank you. You're going to get all the treats. Yay. Okay.
And you spoke with me, or you listened to me, I would say, is more of an appropriate thing. It must have been 2 hours, maybe. Something like that. Maybe an hour, maybe 3 hours, whatever it was. It wasn't a long time. And I promise you, like, in that short time, I had a big change. Like, a huge change. Wow. Like, I was really... I don't know, I just felt like a different person. And
he talks like he's from Miami. He's got that Miami accent, where it's like Spanish leading, but English, but there's a certain tone that just reminds me of being home. I like it, honestly. It's like nostalgic, like, oh.
Well, like, whatever this magical thing you're doing with that e-meter was something happened. It was really unbelievable. And so, thank you for that.
Yeah, wow,
Let's go, Andy.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Can I get any detail? Can you give me any fucking detail about what you're talking about? I don't know what you're saying. You don't even remember each other. What was going on? How did he help? I don't know what's happening. This is not a great interview because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I remember.
Yep.
I do remember that. I mean, I've done a lot of Scientology counseling on a lot of people, and it is very powerful, as you guys know.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, that came out of left field.
No, exactly,
Yeah.
No.
Like, wow, that was cool.
Yeah.
That was super cool.
Huh?
Super cool, and I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I will say, The thing about Scientology, okay, is
He's got that tone, okay. Let me tell you, I'm assuming this is a Scientology thing. I don't know. I haven't gotten to that part yet, but they have books on communication and whatever. I would guess, based on watching this interview, that the advice is to, when you start to say something, say, okay, let me walk you through my story about my life, okay? You're going to want to hear this. All right, so here we go. This really boring ass story. And then you say, okay, you got it? So you keep people hooked. It's like the NLP stuff where you ask someone, do you think that you should be happy in your life? Say yes. Like, that's very Tony Robbins. Or you ask people certain things where they can't say no, or you're constantly asking for people to chime in so that they're more focused on what you're saying and buying whatever you're bullshit selling. Anyways.
That's not like some magic that only I have,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Like Scientology really empowers people to help each other, right? And the thing is like in Scientology, I've learned what the basic purpose and meaning of life really is. I really have.
What is it?
And it's funny because people, there's so many philosophical debates, like what's the meaning of life, what it is. And the simple answer is the actual purpose and meaning of life is to help.
Yeah.
And when you are helping,
Boo! I'm just kidding.
On the level of magnitude that you feel you should be, that's when you're really happy, right? And that's when you're really, really there. And I think that, to me, is the biggest gift that Scientology has given me. It's made it so I could help people at the level that I really want to. And it's also made it so I could receive the help, right? Because even like that experience you talked about, I've had that experience. People have sat down and helped me. It's not like I'm just sitting there helping everyone, like while I'm like going through it, right? Yeah, it's powerful. That was a great story.
Yeah. I mean, it's awesome. Absolutely true. And
awesome.
it was
That's awesome.
It was actually the worst story I've ever heard, Andy. It was actually one of the worst stories and most lacking of detail stories I've heard in quite a while. And that's a high bar for this channel.
It's interesting because, there's some times that like things change.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just, it's what I love about this religion is how many people are there for you.
Right.
Like, it's very surprising.
Totally
Like, as you're saying, I mean, like at the church you get paid not much.
Sure.
I mean, let's put it that way.
Yeah,
It's
well,
primarily
I'm not working at the church for money.
No, exactly.
There's much easier ways to make money.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm a real estate mogul or something.
It's a. And again, we can talk about maybe how much it is. It's not a lot, guys. It's not. You do not like it's.
How much is it? How much is it? How much is it? And why don't they value wealth? Scientologists value wealth, and they talk about wealth, and they support wealth, and they want you to get wealthy, right, for your business. Why would they not pay their volunteers or their workers more? If they value that as a group and they know how important wealth is, they own real estate all over the fucking globe as a conglomerate, why would they not pay? That is against their core beliefs. However, they're greedy human beings like everyone else. That's why.
It's not where maybe it should. Maybe you could be great. Like, you know what I mean? Like, definitely in other religions, you're making a lot more working at the church.
Sure.
From my understanding, right? Like, it's very, very difficult to raise a family with a church pay. So most people have two jobs. Like, anyway, all I'm saying is, dude, you're not there for money.
Right.
You weren't there for money. Okay, that's the point.
This is also not selling Scientology for me. I'm like, wow, they really treat the people who are most dedicated pretty shitty, actually.
Point.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just you, it was various people, right? I could name a lot of people that helped me through and get things. And like, now I feel like I have a fantastic life, and I was on a very different path at one point. And it's just the amount of people. Like, the fact that like you happen to be the guy who helped me in that time, and then you're like also the guy doing social media, and then we're doing this podcast. It's like, dude, but there's people like all over doing this. And so I just think like,
I have heard that too, that there's only like 25,000 total Scientologists in the world, which is like nothing. That's a blip. They're only so big because of the celebrities and the real estate. Otherwise, it's like a very, very, very small amount of people who are actually doing anything related to Scientology.
It's so wonderful, and I think a lot
But I don't know if that's a true fact. I'm assuming it is so, but I don't have the firsthand, citation. So that is allegedly. I have not seen the actual stat, but I have heard that too. SK.
Religions are the same way, where people are just there to help you.
Right.
And it's such a beautiful thing because, man, the psychiatrists and psychologists.
Okay, let's get into this. Let me go back. Because I think they don't like psychologists and psychiatrists. Ironically, they are doing pseudo therapy with the e-meters and doing basically what life coaches tend to be doing these days, which is play therapist without actually knowing what they're doing and saying that all therapists are bad, but what they're doing is exactly the same thing, but they're just doing it worse, in my opinion. This is giving Tony Robbins as well. Like, Tony Robbins has these conferences all over the place too, and he employs, quote unquote, a lot of volunteers that have to work many, many hours during these conferences, but their pay is to be closer to Tony and to go to a Tony Robbins conference for free because they're so expensive. So people will dedicate their weeks of their lives to go for free, but they're working and they're not getting paid. It's a great system if you at the top want free labor. It's a foolproof system if you're evil and have no morals and don't actually like the people who worship you.
Such a beautiful thing because, man, the psychiatrists and psychologists are not. I mean, yes, some guys maybe signed up to help people, but like at the core, you know, there's a lot of documentaries, guys. You can go on and watch some documentaries on psychiatry on Scientology TV. Okay, check out the I'll put the link on there, but like the documentaries on what psychiatry does, it is money.
But like I'll put the link there and you can see it. He sounds like he's from Hialeah, specifically. Okay, so they hate psychiatry. I did hear that rumor. I am interested to watch the videos about, you know, what they have to say about psychiatry and psychology. It's so funny though. They want to play therapist with people from the community, but they are against the practice, which is crazy. And that's my biggest pet peeve is psychiatry is such, this is my opinion, obviously, is such a life-changing positive thing for so many people, myself included, my dad included. And to have shame around this in any capacity is such a disservice to people who could be feeling tremendously better in their lives. And I'm not saying every single pill that every single person takes is going to heal them and fix them and do whatever, but I do think to push someone away from even attempting to go down that road is such a disservice to that person, and it sucks. Anyways, that's my 2 cents. I am a supporter of psychiatry and psychology, and it's unfortunate that it's got such a wellness negative rap and that people buy that bullshit that, oh yeah, go to a Scientologist bullshit, you know, center and you're going to be healed more so than speaking to a doctor. Anyways, Nikki Chells, thank you so much. Nikki Chells says, I've had Leah Remini's book. Oh yeah, Leah Remini, that's her name. Thank you. I've had Leah Remini's book for years. Maybe I'll pick it up. Finished Martin Short's memoir last night. Random side note. And he seems so pure. I like Martin Short, I think. And Steve Martin. I was like, who's his other guy? Martin Short, Steve Martin. They're kind of like a couple now, a duo. I actually saw Steve Martin. This is not related to what you're saying. I'm sorry. I'm just putting it on my own spin. I saw Steve Martin when I was in LA last time with Camellia, and we went to Jimmy Fallon. We saw Steve Martin, who was both the guest and the musical guest. And then it was Dylan from Severance was the first guest. So it was a jam-packed show. Whatever. That's what everyone's saying right now. We don't give a shit about what your stories are. Talking about bad stories. Here I go.
It hurts. It stings.
Thank you, Nikki Chells. And this is for you. This is for you.
You're not freaking fine.
But you are, girl. Deep down. Okay. Back to it.
Fueled. The diseases are invented.
Right.
And you bill the insurance tens of thousands of dollars. And it's like, that is the help that's offered in a lot of places. Right. And those are the guys that say that religion is bad. And every religion is bad and this. And
yeah, psychiatrists famously think religion's bad. Okay.
And Christianity's bad and Muslims bad and Scientology's bad and whatever. Jews are bad. Like, Mormons are bad. Like, the guys saying that are not religious people. Right. They are the psychiatrists that want you to not have any solution.
They're anti-religious.
Anti-religious.
Yeah.
Give me a fact. Where has that ever been true? They're anti-religious psychiatrists. Where are you getting this information from?
And so I don't know. I just think it's so cool that like that happens here. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, it is cool. It's definitely super cool. And it's interesting you bring
Yeah, super cool. I don't know what you're ranting about.
up all these other religions, right? I read an article. You know, I didn't like super deep dive into this, but I read an article a few weeks ago that church attendance is skyrocketing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
not just like all church, Christianity, Catholicism, Judaism, church attendance in
I've heard only the opposite. But okay, let me look it up.
general is going way, way, way up.
Yeah.
I also read in the same article the sale of Bibles
Yes. It's gotta be through the roof.
is going through the roof, which is interesting, right? Because I think that when I was growing up, that wasn't the case. You know,
Wow, there's actually an article from 2 hours ago today. Well, I guess it's Easter. So maybe they're talking about specifically today. Come here. Come up. Come here, girly. Okay, or not. It says Catholic church attendance is rising, but is that just because it's literally Easter and people are going because they have to with their families to get the brunch afterwards? Catholic church attendance rising. Catholic church attendance on the rise, especially among young people, young adults behind the rise in so this sounds Catholic. Gen Z now leads in church attendance. Today, Gen X churchgoers average 1.6 services per month. Millennials church attendance has also gone up. Okay, maybe he's maybe he's right. Maybe he's onto something. I've heard only the opposite, but that doesn't mean anything. Wish he would say which article he read so I could read it too, but okay.
It's probably going down.
it was going down. Church attendance was declining. I mean, I've only been.
Wait, let me go. Wait, what? I thought you said it was up. Bibles are up?
I think that when I was growing up, that wasn't the case. You know,
it's probably going down.
It was going down. Church attendance was declining. I mean, I've only been to Catholic school. I went to Catholic school through preschool all the way through college. USF, University of San Francisco, is a Jesuit Catholic school, and I saw the decline in church attendance.
So he was rich. Southern California private school. Ooh, he had money.
My whole life up till, you know, but recently I've seen the opposite. I've seen the churches are starting to boom again, right? Really start to grow again. And I think that is awesome. I really think that's awesome because I think that the role of
So true. Okay, this is so funny. Nucleotidal wave. Now, if I just literally search it and it does say the exact opposite of what I just searched. U.S. church attendance has declined significantly, with weekly attendance falling from 42% in the early 2000s to 30% currently, driven by a rise in religiously unaffiliated Americans, now 21% of adults, and shifting cultural values. Nearly half of American adults. Church attendance has declined in most U.S. religious. Now, this is 2024. February says U.S. Christian decline may be stabilizing. The great falling away, the decline in religious services. But 2022, I guess it's sort of stopped, so it seems. So he's a little right, and maybe I'm biased in my Google searching as well. But I like that point. Good point.
Religion in society and the role of spirituality in society, it should be very prominent, right? I think that if we're going to have a civilization that's kind, that's caring, right? It's going to be built on religious principles.
Yes.
It doesn't matter to me what your religious background is, okay? Just because there are commonalities amongst all religions. And one of those commonalities, I think the strongest point.
That's one thing they talk about all the time in Scientology propaganda stuff that I've been watching is that it's open to all religions, which is confusing to me because what religion says, yeah, we're open to all religions? I'm like, aren't you a religion? Wouldn't I be being through you? Why is it, you can be Christian and Scientology? That's why I feel like it's barely a religion. They know that because it's just really talking about self-help bullshit. And then they want you to have another religion to recruit those people into Scientology too.
Of all religion is that it acknowledges that you're a spiritual being.
Yes.
And if I know that you're a spiritual being, I'm not.
Aw, thank you, Alaska Blood Tundra. Thank you so much. For anyone who doesn't thank Alaska Blood Tundra right now, your mama. That's all I have to say. And also, I don't know what this is, but this is for everybody.
You're not Mel Robbins. You'll never be Mel Robbins.
Have you seen Mel Robbins' Instagram lately? She's gone insane. More so than she already has. She posts 10 videos of herself on stage a day.
I am getting emotional
basically
right now.
getting showered like a god. And she posts about it as if this is normal behavior.
Me.
Yeah.
I am getting emotional right now.
Wait, what?
Anyways, thank you, Alaska Blood Tundra. Finally.
We literally are a disaster.
I'm not gonna.
The
I'm
country
gonna
at large.
look at you differently than I would look at like this table.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Or this like microphone.
Okay. I'm gonna look at you differently than this table. Okay.
Right. Obviously, you probably would get mad if I broke this microphone. It's like a little bit of money down, right? That's your property. But I wouldn't treat this microphone with the same level of respect as you because you're a human being, because you're a spiritual being. But if I actually take on the viewpoint that you're not a spiritual being and you're just an animal or you're just chemicals, all your feelings are just chemical reactions in your brain, right? Then what's to stop me from ripping you off, from harming you, from hurting your business, from killing you? And I actually believe that the root cause of violence and crime and drug use and war on this planet is because people no longer believe that they're spiritual beings. And I think that if I think that these people that are causing war, right, the people behind it, I think that if they truly understood that their fellow man was a spiritual being, I think that they would think twice before harming him or killing him.
I mean, that would be nice, wouldn't it? But that's the thing that some of these religious groups make me frustrated, make a lot of people frustrated. It's like they think it's just, the proselytizing. Like they need to know this information. If people just knew this information, then they would be saved and healed and would understand. It's like people know what their options are. They have different reasons for not going with what you're doing. But they just, I think it motivates the masses to go, well, all we need to do as our group is keep getting the word out. And that will never actually result in the result that they want, which is every single person adhering to their religion. But it'll keep people motivated while time passes. I think that's what it is. I don't think anyone actually at the top thinks, oh yeah, we could get everybody. Same thing with like Herbalife. They think Herbalife really thinks, oh yeah, we could get everyone to be distributors on planet Earth? No, they just tell you that so you're motivated to keep selling it to your friends.
And the only institution that's going to bring that viewpoint shift about on a mass scale is religion.
Yes.
It has to be religion, right? I'm not saying it has to be exclusively Scientology. That's not what I'm saying. I think it's religion in general is going through a bit of a renaissance right now.
Yes,
I think people are waking up to that. They're like, oh, there's more going on than my credit score or the car I'm sitting in. Like, what does all this mean?
Charlie
right?
Kirk helped a lot with that.
Absolutely.
A ton.
How? Charlie Kirk helped to bring Scientology to the forefront? Explain.
Yeah, I agree. I wasn't going to bring that up, but I do think that
there we go.
I think that his work really.
Well, dude, if you look at the age group that he was really affecting, it's the 20 to 30 age group.
Right.
People who are like, when something becomes cool, it becomes cool with that age group first, and then it ages up.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's what I see happening with religion.
I agree. And I think a lot of what he did was a driver behind the increase in church attendance.
Absolutely.
Bible sales, things like that. Yeah, but I'm all for it, man. I'm all for a religious life, a spiritual life, you know.
Yep. So
So him getting shot and killed was such a great thing for you guys, I guess. Okay.
That same kind of path of like
all I have to say about that is we are Charlie Kirk. We are Kate +8. We have 8 children. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you're not a true Kia's World Watcher citizen.
Religious renaissance. You, what you're doing with obviously the social media for the Church of Scientology San Francisco is amazing.
Thanks.
It's I think of like when I started seeing, like, you know, there's a lot of people who like make TikToks about the fact that they get like every other feed or every other video in their TikTok feed is a Scientology video from all the different orgs.
Sure.
Do you know about this phenomenon?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So when I think about that, when that started, I just
super targeting me. By the way,
picture your face.
Yeah.
Because I'm a Scientologist, obviously, it's going to know, boom, give me that content as soon as it comes out.
Yeah.
Mine, it's like everyone is just Scientology on my TikTok feed. But what made you, and obviously it's more than just TikTok. Why? Why, like, what made that start?
Yeah, well, let's get into that.
Was it you?
No, no.
Oh, okay. He's giggling like it was him.
That's right. Well, okay. I'm in an interesting position. Okay, because I've been around Scientology for a long time, right? Like we said, 20 years I've been working there. So there's virtually no question that I've heard about Scientology that I haven't heard before. I've heard everything about there is to know about Scientology, or I've heard everything people have to ask about it.
Yep.
Their confusions, their curiosity, the weird stuff that they've heard. You know, the laughable things that they've heard is like obviously false, whatever. I've just heard it all, okay? And I have this like long experience of that, of dealing with people who are uneducated about Scientology and educating them. So I had that in my background. The other thing I had for me in my background is that I've essentially done every Scientology service that you can do. There's maybe like 2 that I haven't done, which I will do.
Yeah.
But I haven't done them yet, right?
Yeah.
But in terms of the written word of everything that L. Ron Hubbard, the founder of Scientology, wrote, or everything he ever said, I've studied and listened to all of it.
Yeah.
All of it. You know. So, you know.
And just so people get a like context, that's roughly like, I think there was somewhere where he talks about the amount of words, but it's like a lot of words.
76 million.
No, I think it was either like 4 million or 20 million. No. I don't know. It's a lot of words, dude. It's a lot of books.
I don't know
like
the actual word
the
count.
hour, yeah. Okay.
I don't know the actual word count.
It's a lot of millions of words, dude. Like, come on. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So, okay. So it's interesting, and I'm not.
I love this guy, unironically.
I'm just gonna say this to you guys. I'm not saying this to like win some trophy or out of like some bragging.
And I've been to Clearwater before. I don't remember seeing the building. I wasn't searching for it, to be fair. But when I was one time walking around in Orlando, someone did give me a paper that said curious, and it was for the channel. It was like the DirecTV channel for Scientology. But they were just handing them out on a shopping street, you know, like a nice little shopping area. And I was like, oh, I gotta keep this. And then I don't know what I did with it. So I didn't listen to my own advice. But yeah, I don't think they were in a uniform. It was just regular. I think probably they paid some service to give them out, I guess. And there wasn't like a table or anything. They were just like a person was giving out flyers that said curious, and it had a QR code for the Scientology TV. This was right before I moved. So June of 2025. So yeah, they're out there. There's a lot in Florida, I guess.
But the reality is,
get the trophy.
Exactly. You guys brought me a trophy, right? The actual reality is, because of how much Scientology I've studied and how many Scientology services I've done, there's actually very, very, very few people who have done more in Scientology than me.
Wow.
Very few. It's probably like, you know, I'm in the top 1%, probably less than 1% most educated Scientologists around, right?
Yep.
And I've had interaction.
Is that a flex or a shame?
Action with Scientologists from all over the world, from all the different branches, from the very top to the bottom. I've had interactions with, you know, and I have good relationships with top church management, the highest, you know, leaders of our church, all the way down to the guys like me working on the ground, right? So
and you are an ordained minister?
I am an ordained minister.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah. Awesome. I'm an ordained minister of Scientology. I was ordained when I was 21.
Wow.
When I finished my ministry. Right.
Good job.
Well, they got him in early. They got him in deep, real early. They're like, before you get off the high that you came in here with, let's get you indoctrinated deeply.
Yeah. One thing people don't know about the ministry.
How many people have you married?
I've actually never done.
You never done a marriage ceremony?
No,
Whoa!
I haven't. I know. I've done a lot of other types of things. I did like a christening.
Christening.
I've done some of that, but I've never done a marriage. Someday, it's on the bucket list.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I was saying was, so why I got in the social media thing. And as I
in the ministry. They were going to say about the ministry.
Oh.
Tell me about ministry. What people don't know about the ministry. Or...
Oh, yeah. So one thing you have to understand about Scientology is Scientology is not a belief system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? It's not a faith-based system.
True.
You're never asked to believe anything in Scientology. You're only asked to look and make up your own mind.
I'm going to talk about this in the video, but it's like there's a TikTok trend. It's like how long you can go running through the Scientology center. So, because they have the doors open, and there's people usually waiting to try to like get you to come inside to learn about the religion. So the TikTok challenge is to run and time yourself, and then the person who gets the longest time that they are in the Scientology building, that you win points. You win bragging rights, I guess. So that is going to be mentioned, because this is all social media, like how social media is playing into this on both sides.
About something, because if you look right and you make up your own mind about something, that is real faith.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like if you guys were in the other room and you guys hadn't been in this room before, and I was trying to convince you that there was a microphone and a desk in here, you're just taking my word for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And then someone else could come along and argue that there's not a desk and microphone in here, and you don't know who to listen to.
Yeah.
But if you walked in the room and you saw the desk, touched the microphone, okay, there's a microphone and desk here, it'd be extremely difficult for me to convince you that this microphone and desk was not in here. It was something else.
Right.
Really, really impossible. And when you apply something in Scientology and you see that it works, you see that it helps you, you see that it raises your IQ, increases your happiness level, increases your stability.
Got you off of drugs.
Got you off drugs, whatever. That's real faith.
Yeah.
That's real knowingness. That's real belief. Okay? And that is an unshakable faith.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Which is why Scientology is so powerful. It means the study of knowledge. Right? Knowing how to know. It's the definition of Scientology. So when you know how to know something, you don't bend on
When
that.
you know,
You really
you know. That's actually the official theme song of Scientology. Learning how to know. When you know, you know. Okay, I'm done.
Have high integrity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay.
So
he's really
the thing in
putting on the
Scientology
okays
though,
now.
is that nothing in Scientology invalidates other religious practices. We didn't, L. Ron Hubbard didn't design Scientology to detract or take away from other churches.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually designed to complement them.
Yeah.
Okay. And as part of my ministry training, the thing that people ask me all the time, what do you do to train to be a Scientology minister? I could talk about that for a long time. But one of the things that you're required to do is you do exhaustive studies of other religions.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of basic fundamental truths in other religions. And it's interesting because I grew up Catholic. And I truly never really understood the teachings of Christ. I really didn't quite get them.
Wow.
And as part of my Scientology ministry training, I had to do an exhaustive study of the
Wow. Great feedback.
Bible with a heavy emphasis on the Gospel of John.
Wow.
Which was the gospel that L. Ron Hubbard specifically directed that Scientology ministers study and get examined on that gospel to really understand it.
Did you know this?
No, I did not know this.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
And it's incredibly powerful. It's incredibly powerful, because the basic tenets of Christ and his teachings and the kingdom of heaven and what he was trying to communicate to humanity are laid out in that gospel. So I am a huge advocate of spirituality, the teachings of Christ, the teachings of all world religions. And anyways, it's a kind of a fun fact about what I had to go through to be a Scientology minister.
Wow.
Okay, so all that being said, I looked at all of that, and I looked at all of my knowledge of Scientology, all my experience, and I kind of just looked in the mirror one day, and I was like, I don't think that there's a better person more suited to get on social media and just start disseminating our religion, because I'm just an encyclopedia when it comes to Scientology. I have all the answers. I know its history. I've had interaction with all of church management from the top down.
He's trying to get a raise so bad. He's trying to get more than $40 a week or whatever they're getting him. He's trying to get that minimum wage push up, up, up. He's like, I know everything. And people are saying in the comments, I don't know if you know this, like if he looks like, I guess we can look at a picture, that he is going to now say that he's the reincarnated. I could see that. This guy's got a big ego, okay? Do you see the resemblance? Kind of, yeah, actually. Wow, hold on, hold up. When you know, you know. Let's get Elron up here. I like how it says church. Oh my god. Church, can I spell? No, Elron Herberp. Herberp. Elron Herberp. Twins, Basil. Twins. I see the resemblance. What do you think? There's something eerie about it. The smugness resemblance. The confidence is oozing out of the pores, some may say. Yeah, I think he's jostling for the Miscavige's job. I think this is his campaign to become the next David Miscavige. He's scavenging to become Miscavige, and I bet this guy's going to disappear any day now. Once this podcast starts to, it was from 2 weeks ago, he's gonna be gone from, the internet, at least. He's gonna be hanging out with Shelly.
Done everything there is to do, and when you have that, there's a little bit of responsibility that comes with it, right?
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, I feel like this is like my duty, my responsibility to start doing this. I didn't necessarily start doing it out of some idea that like, oh, I'm going to become famous from this. That wasn't my intention. But I also wanted to like start doing it to, one, because it was exciting for me. It was very adventurous.
Yeah.
And two, I had a lot of conversations over the years of other people wanting to do it, wanting to get involved with doing it. Like you mentioned the other churches doing it, right? Yeah. And I was like, well, someone's got to break the ice on this.
Yeah.
Someone's got to break the ice on this. And one thing I'll never let it be said about me, I'll never let it be said anywhere. You can say a lot of things about me. I've been through I've had a wild life, but I'll never let it be said that.
How could he have a wild life? He started Scientology at 19. He's been working at the same building for 27 years or 20 years. How wild could it be?
Andy Holmes was deficient in guts. I'll never let that be said about me. So I was like, oh, no. If something is if the only consideration to not doing it is some kind of fear or anxiety, I'll jump.
Mhm.
I'm always the first guy in that room to do that. I don't care, right? And I'm very proud to to talk about my life, my experience, and my religion. You mentioned the other churches. So when this whole thing first started, my phone started blowing up like crazy. People were like, "How are you doing this?" Whatever. And I would just say, what you should do? If you want to start, just start. And if you don't know where to start, just start copying my videos.
Mhm.
Shot for shot, word for word, and then you'll get a feel for it. You'll start learning social media, and you just start going. So that's kind of how that started, and why I started doing it.
Yeah. And how's it been? How have the results been for the San Fran work?
Oh, it's been awesome. It's been awesome. It's really exciting because the truth is, as you guys know, when you're a Scientologist, all you want to do is tell other people about Scientology.
That's right. Yeah.
That's why we're here.
I know.
Annoying.
And it's like something really helps you. Something truly changes the course of your life. You want to tell other people.
Yeah. What I would say, Andy, is it's like you want to be like, guys, I found it. What we've all been looking for. Here it is.
Yeah, that's every religion. Hey, twins! Once again, me and this guy are twins. Just me and my friends hanging out at the podcast studio. Someone take a picture. Someone's going to put that online and be like, this girl's she was there. Here's proof.
Yeah.
You want
to do that.
That's kind of my experience of what you're describing.
It's every religion except for some of them. All the annoying ones are like, come to our church, please. We have all the secrets. They're all the same.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And the thing is I love to talk to people, right? I talk to people
Right,
all
right,
day,
right,
you know,
right.
and I love to talk to people about Scientology. So I sort of just opened up all my communication lines, and I was just let's just blow them open. Here I am. I'm a Scientologist. If you have questions, fire away. Let's get into it. Some of the results. I mean, I don't know. The metrics are crazy. I've like done work in social media before, and I've worked with different social media accounts or different businesses trying to do social media. And there's definitely like Scientology is like a buzzword on the internet.
Yes,
People want to know about it. They're curious about it. They're like, what is it? So it was pretty shocking. All I had to do was stand there, and I obviously in my church uniform, I basically just stood there and said, "Hi, I'm a Scientologist. I work for the Church of Scientology." And that in itself just garnered an insane amount of attention. You know, I think like the first month, I wasn't even posting every day the first month. I think in the first 3 weeks, I did like 3.2 million views in like 3 weeks.
Wow.
And this is all organic, right?
Yeah, I don't pay anything.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
just post it, you know. And it's kind of funny. Like I'll walk around the city, and I've been recognized a few times. You know, I go to like coffee shops, and people come up to me like, "Oh, you're the Scientology TikTok guy." You know, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. And you know, I get all kinds of. The thing that's amazing about social media is it goes planet wide.
Yep.
Yes.
And now I have like my DMs are just loaded with people all over the world asking me questions about Scientology, how do I get started, whatever. So yeah, it's been really exciting.
It's a great question. So they're asking like, hey, how do you start in Scientology?
Yeah.
And like, obviously you're the wealth of knowledge as we've discussed.
Sure.
How should someone start?
Yeah, it's a great question. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is tell you how not to start.
Okay, good.
Okay? I'm going to tell you how not to start.
Okay, good.
The first thing you should do, what you should not do, is go seek out someone else's opinion about it. Okay?
Okay. Don't ask your friends if you should do this. Don't ask your family if this is a good idea. Only listen to yourself and only listen to people who are recruiting you. That's what I did. And look at me. I'm the #1 Scientologist in the world.
Because then you're just getting someone else's opinion about it. And one of the very first principles in Scientology is that you should look for yourself. And what's true for you is what's true for you based off of what you have seen, what your experiences are. You know, and when you decide for yourself, like we went over, that's real faith. That's when you've really believed something, your own perception. Okay. So much of what happens in our society today is when you're confronted with a decision or you're confronted with like a crossroads, is you'll go out and you'll get everyone's opinion about it.
Yeah.
And you'll talk to like 10 different people about your career path, whatever it is. You'll get 10 different opinions. And if you build your life path based off all these opinions, you're not going to go anywhere.
Yep.
Right.
Okay. So if you want to get started in Scientology, I would not advise going out and getting a bunch of opinions from a bunch of people. I would really advise that you look for yourself. Okay. And the first thing I always say is you should read a book by L. Ron Hubbard. Pick up either a copy of, it's a book called Dianetics, right? That was the first book he wrote on the subject, Dianetics, Modern Science and Mental Health. That book really covers how past trauma and loss affects you in your life now, okay? And how to get alleviation from that and how these things really cause negative emotions, irrationality. And you can use the material in that book to like get the pieces of yourself that you lost in these moments of trauma. You can get them back. Okay, and that book all lays it out for you. The other book I always suggest people read is called Scientology, A New Slant on Life.
So good.
It's a great book. It's a collection of essays that L. Ron Hubbard wrote on the subject of spirituality, religion. And if you read those two books, you will know what Dianetics and Scientology is about. And the reason why
It takes so long, though. It's so dense. I'm like, can you just freaking summarize it? It's going to take me forever to finish this book.
say read a book, okay?
Okay, got it.
If you wanted to get involved in Christianity and you went all over the internet to research Christianity and you talked about a bunch of people about Christianity, but you never bothered to pick up the Bible and read the Bible, your opinion of Christianity will be based off of other people's opinions. But if you went to Sunday service and you observed what happened in a church of Christianity, right, or a Catholic
Okay, he's losing me. He's losing. This is the hard sell pitch part, and he's losing me. I do want to show his Instagram. I did a little research. So here's his. He's not talking about his Scientology on this Instagram. He says he's a digital creator, writer based in San Francisco. Crime, thriller, sci-fi, all on Amazon. Okay, so you can go to his Amazon and buy his books. He's got Amnesia, Retribution, Recall, Reboot, Original Sin, and 9 Stories, Astronauts, Audits, and Apocalypse. Short story collection by Andy Holmes. Okay, so he's got his books about him. He doesn't say he's a Scientologist in his Amazon profile. Andy Holmes is an author currently living in San Francisco with his wife and 2 young daughters. He specializes in crime, thrillers, sci-fi, and the supernatural. When he isn't busy reading or writing books, he spends his time exploring the city and dreaming about the future. He likes all things Batman, sci-fi, and has a strange and unusual obsession with the beauty of language. Okay, so I find that interesting that he's choosing to not ignore his Scientology background, but if his true calling in life is to share Scientology with the world, I'm surprised that he's not putting it on his bio on Amazon or on his Instagram, because to me, isn't that the perfect place? But I think he's trying to separate it because he wants to have success with his books and doesn't want to have people turned off that he's a Scientologist. I'm gonna guess. So he's got some AI looking stuff here. I guess it's not AI. Maybe it's just here's a oh wait, hold on. A teaser. This looks AI to me. Oh, no sound? I shot a man 2 days ago. Wasn't the first time. God, I hope it's the last. Most cops retire without ever pulling the trigger. Not me. 3 shots fired, 3 dead, all before my 36th birthday. I got a medal for the first 2. I don't know why he's a country city boy. Probably will get another one for the 3rd. I'll toss it in the trash like the others. Okay. A Detective Alec Wolf thriller. Book 1, Original Sin. Okay. So he talks about writing a lot.
This is an excerpt from my latest novel, Original Sin. When shots are fired and you've got a gun in your hand, your mind empties. The stack of bills you can't pay piled up on your desk. The parent-teacher conference you keep promising to make and keep missing, no matter how often the wife reminds you. The oil change light on the dash of the car. The 3 suits you need to pick up from the dry cleaner.
I think what's working against him right now is his monotone voice on this one, specifically. Oh, Roblox. Okay, showing his kids. For some reason. Okay, now he's doing more content. And he's got day 1 of becoming a best-selling author. Okay, this is day 118.
Plan A was simple. Skip college, write a novel, sell it, become rich. It was a stupid plan. It was arrogant, and I failed miserably. So I did the one thing I swore I would never do. I moved to San Francisco and went to college. And after I graduated, life took over. I fell in love.
I'm sorry. Did I not hear a completely different story on your podcast about Scientology? So you're lying, sir. This is a different retelling. Where is the Scientology? Where's the detox program? Huh?
And I became a father. Bills needed paying, diapers needed changing. But the books, the stories I swore I would write, stayed locked away in my head. Plan A became a distant memory, and reality had its boot on my neck. Then I turned 35. 2 kids, a mortgage, routine.
Oh, so we are the same age. I'm 34. Okay. Nice.
And for the first time, I felt the pull of time, a quiet, terrifying reminder that life does not wait. I have a fraction of the free time now that I had compared to when I was in college, but I'm writing twice as much. Early mornings, late nights, 10,000 words a week until the book is done. I don't know if Plan A will ever work out, but
Okay. Well, you know what? I support him in writing a book. That's awesome, but I feel like he's being disingenuous.
San Francisco makes you dream. I live here with my wife and 2 kids, and we love this place. I've got a husky, a view, an espresso machine, and good books. Life here is an adventure. I'm doing my best to enjoy every second of it.
That's a nice view. Okay, back to it. Sorry. We're almost done. We're getting there.
Catholic Church and you read the Bible, now you know. Now you're educated, okay? And you've formulated your own opinion about it. And you can say, this is for me or it's not for me. So, yeah, the simple answer, if you want to get started in Scientology, look for yourself. Read a book. The amount of questions and things that I answer for people that they've gotten from just opinions of others is really out there.
Yeah.
It's really wild. And I could spend the rest of my life fielding those questions. But the reality is, just read the book for yourself, and that will answer your questions. And it'll give you the full scope of what Scientology is really about and what it can do for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up?
Unfortunately, his name is so common, Andy Holmes. I can't find his family information. I would guess his father's got some sort of business or his family's got some sort of money, but I don't know what that is. He hasn't talked about it yet, but it seems like he came from a wealthy family in Southern California.
What's your favorite question to get asked by public on social media?
My favorite question?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's an interesting.
How did you get so hot?
Let's see. Well, I guess the thing for me is, I get asked, why do I work for the Church of Scientology? A lot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll get asked like, oh, what have you gotten out of it? What gains can I expect? Whatever. But people will ask me. It's one because the thing is, Scientology as a religion is big.
Yes.
But the vast majority of Scientologists do not work for the Church of Scientology.
True.
Yeah. The ministry is not the majority of our religion.
Yep.
Right? So because I've been doing it for 20 years, I get asked that question. Well, why are you working there? You know,
and answer it.
I'm going to come full circle here because you guys asked me why I started working for the Church of Scientology in the first place. The reason why I work for the Church of Scientology now is vastly different than when I first started working there.
Okay.
So now I've got a lot more life under my belt. I'm not a 19-year-old kid anymore, right? Now I've been married. I've got 2 kids. I've got the 13-year-old daughter. So I'm learning all about that. You know, and I've got the sassy 5-year-old daughter, which is super cute. So I've got this family, right? And for me, you guys are parents, right?
Yes.
Right?
I have 4. He has 2.
Yeah. When you become a parent, something changes in you.
Oh, yeah.
Completely, right? Life all of a sudden has very little to do with what you personally need and want. And it is all about that child. Okay? And, you know, and sometimes when people look at that and they don't have kids, they're like, oh, I don't want kids. It's a lot of sacrifice, whatever. And the thing that people don't get, this will be real to you guys, is when you have a kid, that's a sacrifice you willingly make.
Absolutely.
Because your existence, your sole purpose in life is now to make sure this child grows up in a sane world where that kid can be a better version of you.
Good luck.
Right? I mean, people get competitive, right? And there's like, you know, they'll talk like, you'll get in like your industry, you want to like one up your competition, whatever. The only real person in the world that you're like, oh, I want this person to surpass me is your children.
Yeah.
Right? So for me, it really became, I don't want my kids to grow up doing all the dumb stuff that I did. I don't want.
Okay, I'm going to make a prediction. I don't know for sure if this is associated with him, but he follows this on Instagram. This account, Holmes and Associates CPA, Long Beach's best CPAs, founded in 1986, small business accounting, bookkeeping, tax services, tax prep. So I'm going to guess this is his dad's business, and this is what was giving them the ability to be in Scientology. Now, do I know this for sure? No. But does this look like his dad? Probably.
Tax and the ignorance tax. Have you ever wondered, am I getting all the deductions that I can? You're a small business person.
Okay, definitely the same cadence. So I'm going to assume this is the family business. Now, is that true? I don't know. Just a guess based on 5 minutes of clicking around on Instagram.
Them getting into the drugs, the bad environment. I don't want them getting exposed to all of this. And I don't want them to grow up in a world where there's war and mass shootings and just insanity, right? So for me, I'm extremely motivated by the idea that religion and the expansion of religion can bring about the next great renaissance on this planet.
Yes.
And our children will inherit that. And I'm willing to put in the work for my kids, for future generations. You know, I actually consider it the highest calling that I could answer to. You know, because sometimes I'll get like weird questions, like almost like degrading questions, like, "Oh, don't you feel like you're wasting your life?" Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
You know, it's sort of funny. Like I always had an adverse reaction to like growing up, an adverse reaction to like getting a job in like a corporate job.
Yeah.
Right. And it never made sense to me why I hated that so much. But the real reason why I think I pushed back against it is because I feel, and I have always felt, almost a divine purpose to help other people. You know, and I've never, the happiest times of my life is when I was helping someone else and that person was really being helped, and that there's no feeling like that whatsoever. Right. So yeah, how could you have an unhappy existence if every day full time you were helping people get off drugs, save their marriages, save their businesses, attain higher spiritual awareness, become part of a very positive community?
Yeah.
I mean, I live a very fast, electric life.
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine doing anything else that would be as fulfilling. So yeah, that's the long-winded answer.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, dude, I'm thinking about what you said about putting a better world there for your kids. I was at an event, I guess this was early last year now, about a year ago.
Yeah.
And somebody was asking for me to help with basically contribute financially to a project that needed to be funded. And I went to this event on kind of like explaining what the plan was, like what it was going to be, what the results are going to be. And it was really about, you know, the message was really like, it was a small piece of it, but it really like hit me super hard.
Yeah.
Like what kind of a world do you want your kids to grow up in?
Right.
And this was specifically focused on drug use. And it was like what type of friends do you want your kids to have? Do you want them all to be on prescription drugs? Do you want them to be all on recreational drugs? And it was just like, I was like,
okay, there's a big difference between being on prescription drugs and being on recreational drugs. It's a different, complete conversation. But yeah, they're very anti-drug. If you didn't get that is one of their humanitarian efforts, is to give out pamphlets that say, also just as a side note, if you couldn't tell from, again, the cover of this book, whoever is in charge of their graphics, the graphic design team over at L. Ron Hubbard Scientology, fire yourself. Put yourself in the volcano, because you need a revamp. This is like they give out these pamphlets that show the truth about drug use, okay? And they just give it out to people on the street. Let me show you. Whoever is doing these graphics, they have not graduated past 1993. They stuck with it. They're like, 1993, that is the year that we loved the graphic design, and we're never going past it. And I find it interesting. Hold on. About drug Scientology. It's a very specific, even their live event. Okay, let me show you. Look at these graphics. Oh, God. Hold on. Oh, man. What happened to my Google? I tabbed it open too much. Restore. Here it is.
Okay, tell me about it. And then he starts telling me about Scientology, and he tells me it's...
Oops. Ugh. Ignore. Sorry. I don't know what happened. What do Scientologists believe? Common questions. Okay, I'll have to find the right place. But isn't that a crazy graphic? Like, they couldn't have come up with they have millions of dollars. They couldn't have hired someone a little bit to revamp this. Like, if someone has handed me the truth about heroin, and it was with this girl, zombie girl with purple on it, I'd be like, okay, I'm interested now. Give me some. But that's what they spend the money. That's what their humanitarian efforts are. They're very against drugs. Inhalants, cocaine, LSD. when they give that out. And then they're like, see, we've helped people that could be on drugs. It's giving PSA from 93, like I said. Okay. But let's go back to the interview. Okay, let me show you. Meta. Oops. Andy. Sorry, everybody. Thank you for bearing with me. Okay, let's see. Were we further on?
Yeah, it's a great question. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is tell you how not to start.
Okay,
good. We're past that.
The reason why I work for the Church of Scientology now,
Okay, we're past that.
it's sort of funny. Like, I always had an adverse reaction to
Having a job.
growing up, an adverse reaction to like getting a job in like a corporate job.
It really like hit me super hard.
Okay, yeah. Here we
Like what kind of a world do you want your kids to grow up in?
Right.
And this was specifically focused on drug use. And it was like what type of friends do you want your kids to have? Do you want them all to be on prescription drugs? Do you want them to be all on recreational drugs? And it was just like, I was like, oh my God. It really hit me. And it was like the amount of money that was needed was more than I had. And I
don't want kids to be snorting inhalers so they can breathe. You know? I don't want kids wearing glasses around my kids. You ever seen a Scientologist wear glasses? I don't know if I ever have. I need to inquire about this.
It really hit me. And it was like the amount of money that was needed was more than I had. And I literally went, it was so like inspiring. And it was so, to your point of like, you just do whatever it is willingly, happily for your kids. I literally went and borrowed the money to go and fund what was asked. And it was like happy to do it. And it was tough. Like it handled it, like got it paid.
So are all these dudes broke? Are they all broke? They don't have any money? The church doesn't want them to have any money for themselves and their families? He didn't have the amount of money that he needed to donate, so he had to raise it? Jeez.
But it was not an easy thing to do. But I was extremely happy that I did it, and I still am. It's easier to say.
Also so vague. What is the project? Why are you trying to hide it? Be transparent, dudes.
Now that the money's paid back, but it's like,
now that it's done.
even then when I was like, how am I going to handle this? Is like, I think to any of the parents watching, it's a great point. And, you probably, I would have to imagine, feel that to some extent about the new people that walk into the church and you're like, I'm like, these people have no idea how much I'm going to help them or the lengths you will go to help these people who you don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, I really believe in people. It doesn't matter where they are in life, how rich or poor they are, how criminal they've been. One thing that Scientology has taught me is that people are basically good.
Yeah.
Right? And the idea behind Scientology is not to focus on all the negative about you. And go, we're going to fix all these negative things about you. The idea is to find that piece of you that's good.
It's to take all the negative things and use it against you when you might try to leave, is what I've heard. I don't know. That's the rumor around town.
And grow it and make it better. And if you can expand that goodness in the person, it's like a light that will then erase all of the negativity around the being.
Yes.
And that's the whole purpose of Scientology. And the thing is, it's like,
it's almost like it pushes out the negativity.
Yeah. And like the thing that I get so passionate about Dianetics and Scientology is the general, when people are suffering, they don't have to. And they don't know that they don't have to. They actually do.
Well, I found a couple people that, that's an open house though. So I was going to say, I see a couple people with glasses, but that's because they're not from Scientology. I'm like literally looking at group photos trying to see if anyone's got glasses. Here's a photo. Let's see. Doesn't this look like a Tony Robbins website? Like this could be a Tony Robbins website. Sign up for my conference called Jizz America. We lit it, we rang it, and we kicked off 2024. Scientology style. Ew. That's like doggy style, but it's insane. Scientology. Look at this graphics. Look at these. It's so gaudy. It's you know what Okay, I don't even know what this website. Look at this. It's horrible. Okay, what am I looking for? Do you guys wear glasses? Okay, this guy's got glasses. 2 people have glasses, I see. These people? I'm not seeing any glasses. If I was the Scientologist, like propagandist, that would be my biggest thing. Like, have you ever seen any of us wear glasses? Join us. See the future. Done. I'm a genius.
Oh, right.
That's a great point.
You know, I just it is that statement right there.
Yeah.
I really want to say it's so true. Like I remember watching the TV, right? When all I did in the day was watch TV.
Yeah.
As a kid, teenager, young teen. And watching like these commercials, right? The Zoloft. If you guys ever seen the
I
Zoloft
remember.
commercial,
Little
right?
thing
Little bouncing guy
Oh,
inside.
I love Zoloft. Zoloft saved and changed my life, and I support Zoloft. I don't give a fuck what you guys have to say. Zoloft is the best for me, and I support. And Taro doubles down on that too.
Hey, you know, you're depressed. It could be this thing, and maybe just how somehow you might have a little shred of hope, and just take this pill, and you'll be fine. People are falling for it.
I know.
I mean, the use is somewhere estimated between 1 in 6 to 1 in 4 of Americans are on some sort of psychiatric.
And hey, life is fucking good, bro. Shut it and keep your judgments to yourself. Jerk off. Sorry.
Drug.
Right.
Some sort of medication. I mean, it is an insane, and people fall for it because I was very close. Luckily, I didn't have a credit card, so I couldn't buy the thing. But I was like, I want this. I don't want to be sad anymore. And the fact that it's available, like, instead of being on a pill for life, it's going to destroy your health.
How?
And cost you a lot.
Yeah.
You could do
Mine's free. Actually, that's the one medication I get for free. So shut up.
Screenshot this glow up motherfucker.
Me after Zoloft.
a $100 seminar.
Yeah.
You could rent a book from the library and do work with a friend.
Yeah.
You could do like such simple things and not have to live with that suffering.
Yeah.
That's why we're here. That's why we're on this thing. Like, please, like, go see for yourself. That's the message. Like, go see. Be like, look, dude, don't take the other people's opinion. We've already taken other people's opinions.
We're not going to take your opinion about Zoloft. Okay, how about we just not take your opinion about Zoloft? How about that? How about that also? You're saying look for yourself. Okay, well, people have had great experiences on it. So those are discredited because it's not your experience? Okay, hypocritical.
No.
You've already been taking the opinions like this drug will be the one that helps you. This whatever thing is the one that's been tested and blind. And those trials are manufactured. But and it's fine.
A joke.
So
source? Don't just trust us. Also, yeah, they're not making the same exact claims. Oh, we can take you out of drug use. We can purify your body. We're purification program from drugs. We can do this. We can do that. We can teach you about your mental health and whatever. So you're doing the same thing without any studies, without any data to back it up. You just got to trust you, bro, because whoever you are, you have a podcast. Propaganda podcast, so you're way more trustworthy than millions of people who are taking it and are improving their lives. Okay. And there's no one or the other. Doesn't mean you take Zoloft and you can't examine the problems in your life. To me, having Zoloft allowed me to examine the problems in my life with more clarity and more like depth because I wasn't suffering on a day-to-day basis with anxiety and depression. So explain that, sir.
it's true and it's possible. And what you've been saying the last little bit reminds me to the beginning of the story.
Yeah.
With The Hobbit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm serious. Like, when you look at a person's potential. No, listen. When you look at
we're living the plot of the Lord of the Rings right now.
How?
When you look at a person's potential, could you imagine like Frodo's coming out and you're like, oh, dude, you're too short. You're too this.
Yeah.
No, you're like, dude, somehow you're just a clean guy.
Yeah.
You're like, there's nothing really special other than like, you're not corrupted.
His ethics.
No, is that like,
His ethics.
He had a,
ethics.
He had a, I don't know if you know this. You know the story more than me. I haven't read it.
Okay.
I never read it, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I've
I
seen
know
the
it.
movies.
I know
but
it.
like
The movies are good. The movies are
there,
good.
there's like
Yeah.
the guy is
going
he's
on?
not like a super special, but you bring out through
Right.
the occasion, through the stories, and I'm homeschooling my kids now.
Yeah.
Of course.
And one of the things they I've read some podcasts and stuff or listened to podcasts about like homeschooling. That listen, make sure you read stories of heroism,
Yeah.
of making a difference, of doing these big things, because if not, the alternative to doing something that's making a difference is to go to some random corporation who you don't care about the mission, you don't care about the purpose,
Right.
you don't mind drugging little kids to make a profit
Right.
because you're not inspired by heroes.
Right.
So I just think that
Huh? Everyone knows kid medication is because kids don't have heroes anymore. Because when you're homeschooling your kids to try to indoctrinate them into Scientology, you're not reading them enough books about heroism. Which is not the way you pronounce that, but whatever. That's how he said it. Maybe he should go back to school. A real school first.
there's this idea where if you know heroes can be, and it's in the moments that define what you do with your life, and then you decide to do something heroic. Like, you need stories. Like, I just don't know this life.
You know what the most heroic thing I think a person can do in suffering is to seek out help in, and I guess you could argue, well, seeking out help in Scientology could be heroic, but I think going against people like this that say, you don't need medicine, you just need to listen to my step program and pay me money and whatever, and to buck that and go, no, I'm going to take care of my health. I'm going to go through the system that these people are just chomping at the bit to make you afraid of. Big pharma and whatnot. Okay, I think it's heroic to ignore them and to seek your own help in life personally. Now, is Big Pharma great? No. Is the medical system good? No. But is it better than this? Yes, in my opinion.
Without stories, without art, without music, without something, you just go to the corporate route. Like, oh, good, I'm going to look online, top paying job. That's what I'm going to take. And then let the money follow you.
Yeah.
But that's not like, that's not.
What's your job, dude? Podcast Scientologist? You make no money, you said. So what's your part-time job to pay the bills?
Heroic. Yeah. So I don't know. I think this all ties back to The Hobbit.
The Hobbit.
No, sorry.
Yeah, it all comes back to Tolkien. The One Ring.
Jeez.
Yeah, but I'm with you. I mean, I think that part of why, I mean, for me, everything's like so connected. It's so funny that you brought up The Hobbit again. But like, to me,
Okay, I have to interrupt and tell you
go
one thing
ahead.
about The Hobbit that I was like,
Tell
I've
me.
been burning to say. When I was a kid,
Yeah.
like 5 through probably like age like 5 through 9, my dad used to read me The Hobbit before bed.
That's awesome.
That was my first.
Wow,
fiction.
great story, dude. I'm so glad I heard that before we moved on to a different topic. That was very vitally important for all of us to hear. Thank you. Whoa. Wow, as he would say.
Book because that's
That's
what
awesome.
my dad would read me before.
That's awesome.
Anyways, sorry, continue.
That's
Okay.
cool. Well, the thing I love
Cool.
about
Cool,
The
dude.
Hobbit, honestly, is not just The Hobbit. It's like the reason why I was so invested in science fiction, fantasy, whatever, and these different stories. And I really like what you said. But the thing is the message that I like to communicate in those stories, even as a writer or even reading those stories, right, is the whole idea is not to convince people that dragons are like real, obviously, right? But the metaphor of it is to show people that, yeah, dragons are real. There are some evil people out there, but not only are they there, the message is you can also slay them.
Dragons are
You can
evil?
win over them, right? You don't need to hide or to run away or whatever. And whatever that dragon is, whatever that piece of evil is, it's different for different people, right? You know what the number one fear in America is?
Public speaking.
What?
Fear of heights?
What I'm about to say might be statistically true. So, like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it as an absolute fact, but I've read this before. It's public speaking.
Yes, no, that's true.
What? The
Yes,
number
that's true.
one
Yeah.
fear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Public.
Has this guy never been around? Has he witnessed no pop culture? He said he used to watch TV constantly. What were you watching? Paw Patrol? Like, this guy has no pop culture knowledge at all. That is like a very famous Jerry Seinfeld stand-up, which was very mainstream for many years. Because the whole joke is, people rather be... Sorry. Excuse me. People rather be in the casket this is a horrible Jerry Seinfeld, than reading the eulogy. Anyways.
Speaking.
Yes, that's true.
Biggest phobia people have is public speaking.
That's crazy.
I know.
I've read that from many different sources. Yeah.
But that could be the dragon that people have, right?
Yeah.
But it's kind of illogical if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're public speaking, it's not like they're going to shoot you
right.
or stab you or beat you.
Unless you're your boy that they brought up earlier. Then in that case, it may happen.
The only thing that happens is you see and you hear something,
Yeah.
right? But that could be a big dragon for someone that they might have to overcome. Another thing it's really, that I bring up to people about Scientology is like a lot of people come to talk to me and I'll talk to them about what they're running into in life. And it's very interesting because I've like so many people have opened up to me over the past 20 years about what's bothering them, what's ruining them, what's upsetting them. Well, one commonality, a common thing that people bring up is they don't like confrontation.
Yes.
Or they like my wife gets angry at me and I just shrink up. Or I can't confront talking to him, right? And the thing that's wild about it is if you think about it objectively, okay? All that happens when you're talking to someone, even if they're yelling and screaming at you, is you are seeing something and hearing something. That's it. They're not physically beating you or assaulting you or whatever, right?
Okay.
All they are doing is making noise that you can hear and doing something with their body that you can visualize. And the thing that people don't understand is what actually makes them really uncomfortable is what's going on mentally when they're hearing and seeing these things.
Okay, this guy, by the way, this man that doesn't know about anything, he is an Amazon seller. So it seems he just looks like a scammer. Okay, here we're gonna go deep into his lore. Aaron Cordovez, $0 to $200 million in sales by age 32. College dropout, Amazon FBA entrepreneur giving Amazon boot camps. Okay, so here's his Zule Kitchen is his company. So it seems. Oh, he's on ClickFunnels. What is this? I don't know. I don't know if that's ClickFunnels, but this is his Instagram.
Solanos, mira, hoy muchos están haciendo celebraciones.
Okay.
So I remember one time I was in high school, and I looked around at the table, right? And it was, I don't know, 8 people. And I realized all of them were on some sort of drug. And I hadn't yet, and I was about to.
Like a medication?
Whatever. No, mostly like pot.
Oh.
Coke. And I realized
I just feel at home. I feel like I'm in South Florida, just walking around at Publix, and these people are talking. I really do resonate with the sound.
like I'm the last one standing here, and if I stay here, I won't be the last.
I'll be
one
next.
Like
I'll
but
be
it
the
was in
next
the
one.
plans. It was because it's just the group goes in a direction. And of course, in a way, you could blame one person, you could blame 2, you could blame whoever.
Okay. So here's his other stuff.
After selling over $300 million on Amazon, I will tell you, do not start with Amazon. You need to start with TikTok. Guys, TikTok is insane. But TikTok will be your machine to fund, grow something crazy and viral. But honestly, even if you're great on TikTok, a lot of your sales, most of your sales will come from Amazon. You will need to be in both. You need to be in Amazon and TikTok. Nowadays, you need to be skilled at more things than just one. With AI taking all of the jobs, Amazon just laid off 15,000 or 30,000 people. Like that, AI is coming for you. So guess what? You need to be good at TikTok and at Amazon.
Okay, amazing post. So here, so he's got his scam courses. Full Amazon training from 0 to profitable. How much? Give me access. Give me access. $100 a month. Every month. Get access to my full Amazon mastery course plus access to Clearwater meetings. Oh, he's got a different podcast, the Aaron Cordovez show. Okay, and this is his product, Zule Kitchen. Yummy. Maximum squeeze, minimum effort. So it's just like Chinese products from probably Alibaba that he puts his logo on and then sells. Got it. Cool. He's really helping humanity here. I'm so glad. He's such a giver.
I love myself so much.
Am I crazy or is the calculator broke?
You can get Samurai Seller. Amazon PPP optimization. Okay, so that's what he's up to, just in case you didn't know. He doesn't know any references to the world, but he's making 300 mil, apparently, allegedly.
Right. And the beautiful thing about Scientology is that it puts you fully in the present, so you can perceive and see and hear
I'll look up the other
without
guy,
having
too.
your attention just thrown into your mind.
Yes. Mhm.
Right. Totally just thrown into your mind, and you can just be there and handle that thing. So, yeah, if you really can master that, Scientology gives you that tool. You can slay that dragon. We call come back to Middle Earth, right? But you can conquer that fear, that thing, or whatever it is. Yeah. So, anyways, I just thought about that. It was kind of interesting you brought that up.
Okay, this guy also has an online persona. He's a CEO of a construction company, Home Love Construction, in Tampa, Clearwater, St. Pete, Sarasota. 3D design in-house, free estimate.
Got the goat set up.
Let's go, goat.
Place some Christmas lights on this roof. Makes it 100 times easier.
So he reacts to roofing videos.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, he's given a lot of great insights.
There's got to be manual for the mind. There's got to be somebody who's figured this thing out. But I would read these books on spirituality and energy, and it was like they'd always be getting close, and I could tell there's a kernel of truth in what they say, but none of them nailed it. Dianetics nailed it. I was like, wow, this is a mechanical explanation for how things work, and it explains all of the things that
So that's what he's doing.
If you're in the trades, how things are going, then that'll be safe. And I do think a lot of people in England, when I see like electricians, plumbers.
Another great accent. How to cut a straight line with a sawzall perfect every time.
I've done that. More times than I care to admit.
Tampa Brad? Who's that? He got in trouble for something? Oh boy, we're going down a rabbit hole. I love it. We are Tampa Brad. Is this him? Yeah, I guess it is him. Oh, A Weekend with Grant Cardone. Shocking. Contractor resources. Okay, I'm about to get all my ClickFunnels. This account has been temporarily paused by its owner. Okay, so he's no longer giving contractors the guide to becoming wealthy. Well, what am I supposed to do as a contractor who's poor? Brad. Here, you want to email him? Why is it called remission and not curing cancer? Oh, Brad's got thoughts.
Hey, what up? It's Tampa Brad. Just got back from a workout in the gym, and I want to talk about something that I'm completely unqualified to talk about, but I don't care because this is my channel and I can talk about whatever I want, JK. But on a serious note, I actually want to talk about cancer. And, so what is cancer and why it's interesting that cancer is, there's some interesting language around cancer. And just kind of as a thought experiment, like, what's the deal with cancer?
What's the deal with cancer? What's the deal with it?
How do we think about it, and kind of what are the ramifications of how we actually look at it? So
They must all take this communications course, because I know there is one that you can take through Scientology to give them this cadence. But if you actually listen to what they're saying, it's nonsensical 99% of the time. They're saying things in a confident manner, which is important. But if you're actually not following it up with anything decently concrete, what do you... Let me tell you about cancer and what is cancer and hypothetically cancer's thought process, huh? Okay, so this is him. So these are the dudes we're listening to, just in case you didn't know.
Gandalf the White of communication.
That's right.
One thing I want to propose here on air.
Sure.
Oh, here we go.
There is an advice, I guess, from our founder, right, L. Ron Hubbard.
Yeah.
Which is to gather a sort of question and answer, and this is paraphrased or whatnot, but like question and answer, it's like the most common misconceptions about Scientology, the most common misconceptions about what we do about that stuff. Put it together and be like, hey, here is all the answers.
Yeah.
Here is the truth. Here is the citation, the source of like, here's this rumor, here's the answer.
Yeah.
You know, and I've read that, and I've never found a place that has that put together. Well, unless you know of one.
There's two places.
Okay.
There's a book that anyone can order. It's called What is Scientology? And it's like an FAQ. Has all the common questions and answers.
Bro, that's not a book. That's a tome.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
It's one of those fat ones. It means you'd be excited to read it.
It's like
it means you'd be.
Yeah. So that tome,
And they do that. The same reason why Tony Robbins' books are so many pages is because it's a slog to get through, so you don't actually get through it. And you don't read it all, and you skim it, and you go, I'm so smart, I've learned it all, and you actually haven't read it, in my opinion. But it feels valuable because it's heavy, and it takes up more shelf space in the bookstore.
That entire tome, all the content in that has been like put in like PDF digital form on Scientology.org. And if you have a question, you just go on Scientology.org and you type in the question, and it will link it to the FAQ that L. Ron Hubbard created and that the church put out to answer common questions. And it has an answer to like virtually anything you could think. It's really interesting. I like read pieces of it, and there's like questions in there that have asked that are answers I never even thought to ask. It's like I've been around a long time. Yeah, it's really wild to see that. But yeah, for sure.
Okay, so we'll put a link on that. I was gonna say, hey, we should put something together.
We can
and offer it like, hey,
we absolutely
go search.
This guy's so unaware of everything, even within his own religion. He's like, wait, we have a book we can read about this? Meanwhile, he's homeschooling his kids. Okay, great. Good luck.
Your stuff, and maybe it's already there. I didn't know. I mean, I know that I've seen a few where I'm surprised. I'm like, wow, I didn't know that answer existed.
Yeah, it's already there. It's all there. There's like virtually no question that you could come up with that isn't in there. An exhaustive projects.
Yeah, let's FAQ the glasses. Okay, good question, Bonnie. Okay, I'll get on it. Hold on.
Have been done to put that together. But anyways, like even if you want to ask me directly, whatever, I don't comment, DM, whatever.
Oh yeah. So what?
I'm
what
easy
are
to
like?
reach.
What's like the most common question you get? I guess that like, dude, here's the answer. I mean, you probably answered already on your thing, but
the most common question I get is, what does Scientologists actually believe? That's the most common question I get.
Wow. Okay, this is what it shows up. Optimum Ohio Optics, at home with Steve. Steve is an optometrist dedicated to helping people see their best. He has some great common sense tips for how to prevent glasses from fogging up when wearing a mask. For great common sense advice to get a better life, there's The Way to Happiness. Read The Way to Happiness, the first moral code based wholly on common sense, one that can be followed by anyone of any race, color, or creed, translated in more than 110 languages. Scientologists at Life showcases the many people across the globe who are staying safe, staying well, and thriving in life. So I guess they do believe in glasses.
Hi, my name is Steve. I'm an optometrist. That means I take care of people's eyes. With masks these days, they're a little bit of a problem for us.
Hey, I'm shocked that they supported masks, and I'm kind of pleasantly surprised that they were into masks in Scientology. I would feel like they would be not. And they were, I guess, in this one instance. So I'm pleased.
A mask that has a metal piece in the top that fits up against your nose and cheeks can help to cut down on problems with...
Okay. Yeah, and then the glasses... The first one comes up. What is the Scientology position regarding women ministers? The Scientology ministry is open to men and women because people are spiritual beings. Gender of a minister is not an issue in Scientology. Scientology is a meritocracy. Sure. There are no glass ceiling limitations based on race, gender, ethnicity, or similar criteria for individuals who serve as ministers or as executives in the church's ecclesiastical management. As in any religion, its ministry must be composed of the most dedicated and ethical members. Thus, a high ethics level and morality are the most important qualifications for a Scientology minister. So that's what it thought I should know. Operating Thetan. Okay. This is too advanced for me. Too advanced. I'm a pre-clear. We're all pre-clears, by the way, in case you didn't know that. That means we haven't gone through the clearing process. Okay, we're almost done.
And it's a tricky one to answer because, like I said, Scientology is not a belief system.
Yeah.
Okay? The reason why...
Oh, my God, I never considered that.
Yeah, it's not a
So
belief
true.
system.
It's like I believe what's true for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
And the idea of Scientology... Okay, so if you were to ask me, like, when Tesla first started, like, blowing up, released the electric car, right? What is a Tesla?
Dude, you know what I'm sorry for interrupting. You know what I just realized is that's why people keep asking that freaking question so much, is because there's not an answer.
Right.
There's
Wait, what was
not
the question?
one answer.
No.
There's infinite answers.
Right.
Like the point of Scientology is what's true by your observation is true.
Right. You got it.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Yeah.
What?
So
But people are expecting there to be like, no, you believe this, and
Yeah.
this,
Yeah,
and this,
yeah.
and that's what it is. But that's not how Scientology.
no, it's not how Scientology works. Not how Scientology works at all. So, okay.
But they won't explain how it works, though.
Oh, yeah. If you're like...
So let's say the Tesla.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
is
You're like, what's a
Tesla?
Tesla?
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, a Tesla, it's a car that works on electricity. And that makes sense to you because you can compare it to something else, right?
There's many electric cars before Tesla, just so we all know.
Yeah.
So when people ask me, like you could say Catholicism is like Christianity, but it has a little bit different color to it, a little bit more structured or different belief system, right? I don't have something like that to compare Scientology to. It would be inaccurate for me to say, oh, Scientology is like Buddhism. There's commonalities.
Well, Scientology is like physics.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
There's a guy who did a bunch of experiments and found out that this holds true over as many experiments as he could possibly do, and then derived a law from it.
Right.
Yeah.
You got it.
That's actually it's science.
Yeah.
That is the closest parallel to
Yeah.
Scientology.
Is it?
This guy's enthusiasm and the way he talks is like I don't know. He's like in a 101 class and he read something. He's like, no, my dad told me. My dad said that is the right answer. So I am totally confident that I am right. Okay.
Is science.
And if you test and observe that it is true, you then would adopt that law. That literally is the definition of how science works. I have a bachelor's in physics.
I can tell.
Just
I'm shocked, and I don't know if I believe it.
definition, that is the
And his homeschool program.
definition of science.
Yeah.
That is the
Nice.
comparable.
I have a bachelor in English literature.
Go. I love English literature.
Nice.
Sorry.
Doubtful.
But that's the question I get asked the most. What do Scientologists believe? And the best answer I can give is that there are certain basic truths that you have to sort of take on as truth, that you have to believe in order for Scientology to work. And those basic truths are, you're not your body. You are a spiritual being. Okay? You are basically good. Okay? Scientology.
Yeah, great point. It's science, not religion. Yeah, they only want it to be science-based when it's convenient, but it's always a spiritual, theoretical, it's a tax-free thing when it comes time to pay up.
He does acknowledge the existence of a supreme being, God, a creator. But Scientology actually isn't a subject about God or the creator. But there's no way where you could develop a spiritual religion around you as a spiritual being without acknowledging the divine. But the divine and the supreme being, we leave that up to you. And the reason why I love that and why that's so beautiful in Scientology is because when you decide for yourself what that relationship between you and God is going to be, and you define that for yourself.
Yeah, so I don't know if AA is a nonprofit or what is. I don't know how that works, or if it's just an organization that has nothing to do with any taxable anything. But AA has a book, as far as I know. I've never been in it, but I'm assuming based on my knowledge. And one of the tenets is that you have to put your faith in a higher being, have some sort of belief that there's a higher being. So many people will have a Christian, tinge to that, or you could have anything you want. That's my understanding. That's what this sounds like. This is more AA that's saying, hey, these are our rules. These are what we believe in. If you want to, stop drinking alcohol, and you can use religion within the framework. I'm not hearing much religion thus far out of the research I've done, again, and even in this conversation.
It is a very powerful, unshakable thing. It's not something that's you're not being told how to have that relationship. So Scientology is actually more about you as an individual spiritual being. It's not about a supreme being. But those are like the basic things that we believe in. A couple beliefs that we have in Scientology, that you guys know this, but how I answer this question is people can get better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that might sound oversimplified, but there's so many like philosophies or different ideas out there where people can't get better.
Yes.
Oh, you have depression? Every psychiatrist out there will tell you, and they'll tell you this, you can't cure it.
Yeah.
You have it.
No one says that. I don't know what psychiatrist they've gone to. Every psychiatrist will say you can't cure depression. Actually, 2 minutes ago, you were saying that there's medicines that can cure it, but they're lying to you, and for some reason that's scary and not good for you. I don't know even what their logic is, but I don't know where they're coming up with this. Like, I don't know. I've gone to several, through my life. No one has ever said you have it and you can't cure it. So in my lived experience, that's inaccurate.
You have it for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It's not true.
They don't say that.
It's not true.
Yeah.
You can cure your depression without
Absolutely.
Scientology.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You're depressed, go to, go on a hike, go to Disneyland, go on a vacation.
Bro, ride a dirt bike.
Yeah, you'll probably feel better.
Okay, these fucking idiots. Do you know sadness is a different thing than depression? These people don't, and they're dumb.
Yeah,
Right.
ride a jet ski. I've never seen a depressed person on a jet ski.
Yeah, so that's,
I don't even know what to say. This guy's having a twitch out because he's short-circuiting from what they're talking about. Yeah, go on a jet. I don't know. It's like so stupid. It's not even worth going on a rant about. Just know, as you do already, these people are idiots, and what they're saying is idiotic. And that's it.
Yeah, exactly. So those are like the basic truths that you do have to study Scientology from the viewpoint of those things in order for it to really work.
Yeah.
Right? If you study Scientology from the viewpoint that I'm nothing but a body and all of my emotions are just electrical impulses or mixtures of chemicals in my brain.
And it's both. That's the thing. It's both. It can be you have hormones and you have chemical impulses and you have these things that trigger in a nervous system and all of that, and you're a spiritual being. That is how I think we can all function better. It's not one or the other. You can take a Zoloft and you can also go to therapy. You can take a Zoloft and go on a jet ski. They're not mutually exclusive.
Brain. Yeah, it's not going to work.
Yeah, or even if destiny is laid out rock and you cannot do anything.
Yeah.
If it's all laid out for you, then and you're nothing, you're not gonna really work out.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Well, it's hard to have a meaningful life when the idea is that this is it. This is my body. I live into my 80s, 90s. Maybe I make it to 100, and then I go back to the dirt.
Yep.
And that's
that's your opinion. That's your opinion. There's many, many people that can find meaning through their life with the belief that that is what it is. That doesn't have to be yours. But I believe in freedom for myself, for everyone to believe what they want to believe. So them saying, well, that's a sad way to live, in your opinion. Some people won't think that way.
It's the end of it. It's kind of a depressing
Very
existence.
depressing,
yes.
Yeah. But it's also...
But depression's not real. Just go on a jet ski. Duh.
It's that viewpoint, I feel, that has led to atomic war.
Yes.
And the mass drugging of people and whatever. Because, this is also really interesting because I had a really big blinding realization about Christ and about Christianity. And some historian could challenge this. I'm not claiming to be like a religious historian or something. But Christ, I think that Christ, his teachings, I actually think that he brought about the destruction of, maybe destruction is not the right word, but the reshaping and the downfall of the Roman Empire. I really believe that, because one of the things they were doing is they were losing control. They were losing control of the population because Christ was out educating people about spirituality, and they didn't like that. So they're going to off this guy, right? Yeah.
Famously.
The thing that he did
We're at the anniversary,
that's so
actually.
beautiful is that Christ, on a mass scale, taught people that they were spiritual beings and that there was life after death. And if you died here, it's not the end. You're an immortal spiritual being. You continue.
Yeah.
You've lived before, you will live again, right? And if you live correctly, you'll inherit the kingdom of God. Now, if you have a mass population that believes this, and then you go out, you know, sometimes people think they only crucified Jesus. Oh, they crucified thousands of people.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they crucified thousands, millions of people, right?
Yeah.
And you hear these stories of the saints. They would die on the cross with a smile on their face, wouldn't renounce their beliefs. Why? Because they knew this wasn't the end. And that sole principle.
How is that wow? How is that wow? We're talking about the basics of Christianity. How is this mind-blowing information at all? Are we supposed to be I'm not a very religious person at all. I went to Catholic school when I was very young, like preschool, kindergarten, and then in 5th grade randomly. And I know all of this. So why are they apparently deeply religious enough to have a podcast about Scientology? You've never heard this about the crucifixion? Like, what? Thank you to MTN Hillbilly. Thank you so much. This is what I have to say.
We're best friends.
And also?
How we gonna do it if you really don't wanna dance? By standing on the wall. Get your backs up off the wall. Yeah.
And also?
Time for me, you, and all the nations to get us some elevation.
Woo!
Uh-oh. Amen. Yippee. Oh my.
That's all for you, MTN Hillbilly.
That Christ communicated to the masses is what caused the Roman Empire to lose control of its people. You can't control a population that believes they're a spiritual being. And how would you control a person that believes this is my one life, this is all I have, I am the body, I'm flesh, there's nothing more to it than that?
I mean, people had religion before Christianity, obviously. People believed in gods for many, many millennia before Christ. So, well, not millennia, many, many decades, centuries before that. But okay.
Easy control.
Very easy. You punish them, you hurt them.
Yep.
You threaten them with death. Yep. But if everyone believes this isn't it, there's more to it, take my body, okay.
Yep.
You lose control.
Yes.
And I think that was the big disruptor that Christ put in. And I think that belief actually had a huge, huge part to play in the origins of Scientology.
Yeah.
That's my belief, right?
Yeah.
That's what I really think when I really studied these things.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's actually in the What is Scientology tome, as we called it earlier. And like one of the first chapters is about like the origins of Scientology. And he talks about it's the culmination of 10,000 years of thinking men. Right. That's not the quote, but that's the idea. Is like literally there's a picture where there's all the different like religious men in history. It's like this is what this is all led to. Like it's based on looking at all of that.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
Yeah. Amazing. Okay, so there's a question.
Is it?
Oh yeah. Go. Do it. Hit it.
He's zoned out. The guy in the corner hasn't had a thought in the last 10 minutes. He hasn't said anything. He's not thinking. He's got nothing to say.
Question we ask with every guest.
Yeah.
Okay. And the question is, in your own words, what is Scientology?
All right. In my own words, what is Scientology? Scientology is a tailor-made personal roadmap to take you from where you are to where you want to go.
Oh my God, is this Matthew McConaughey selling a course? That's literally Matthew McConaughey's road trip to life, right? Is what it was called, road tripping. No G. it's going to take you from where you are to where you always knew you were meant to be. Oh my God. They are literally a self-help cult. That is Scientology. I'm glad that I'm spending the time to learn this because it is a cult, but it's it's goofy too.
This is not a cult.
No, we're not a cult.
Why does this sound cult every second?
Spiritually, it's the toolbox that you can use to architect the life that you want. And here's the thing. The goal of Scientology is literally to help you achieve your goals.
Yeah.
So to me, Scientology is that tailor-made blueprint for you to obtain your full potential and achieve the goal that you want.
Is that not the sales pitch for every single course I've ever talked about on this channel? Heidi Powell, Rachel Hollis, Dave Hollis, Mel Robbins, Jenna Kutcher, Lewis Howes, all of them, Jay Shetty, they all say that exact same phrase, that exact same sales pitch that he just did. So Scientology, is it a religion or is it literally just a tax-free self-help scam? We shall find out.
Right? Because your goal is probably different than mine. Your goal is different than mine. You guys have different goals. Obviously, there's similarities, right? We want healthy families, healthy kids, help people. But still, your ideal life looks different than my ideal life. For you, it might be whatever it is, right? Whatever you have. Like one guy might want to go start a Fortune 500 company and live on the beach in Miami. The next guy might want to backpack through, third world countries and help people.
Yeah.
But like, the goal is different person to person, and your goal is unique to you. Just by the fact that you're an individual, your ideal life, your goal is unique to you. And Scientology gives you the tool set.
And
it's
it's self-help.
you can tailor make a blueprint for yourself to thrive spiritually and make that goal a reality. It's kind of a long-winded answer. But that's
That was amazing.
Great answer.
I feel like you practiced that one.
No.
I mean, I felt like it. I thought that was amazing.
I didn't practice.
Yeah,
I didn't practice.
good.
I thought about it a little bit, but I didn't practice.
Okay, good.
No. Well, I've been doing this. I've been talking about Scientology for 20 years, man. So, I've got a lot of experience talking about it.
And you're still a young dude.
Yeah, thanks.
I mean, it's just you're 38.
I'm
you're
38.
a young guy.
I'm 38. I'm
Yeah.
feeling a little older, though.
Got a lot of road ahead of you.
The cheeseburger affects me a little different than it used to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That happens.
Amazing. All right, Wandy, really appreciate it. And if somebody does have a question, how should somebody reach out to you if they want to talk to the authority figure?
Yeah. So the best way is to send me a direct message on my socials. I do not get to all the comments. There's certain days where I have
But when you mean your socials, what social are you talking about?
The best one is actually TikTok. That's the one I check the most. If you want to send me a direct message.
And what's the handle there?
I think it's just at Scientology.sfo. I think.
You think? Practice this, workshop this, dude. I think. Are you not in control of the account, or are you?
We'll put it. I'll give it to you.
I think it's .sf probably.
SF. Yeah. There you go. You got it. Scientology.sf. Yeah, you know better than me.
Yeah.
Scientology.sf. I don't read all the comments. I can't read all the comments. It's impossible, right? Like the other day I had a video. I mean, I had 1,200 comments in a single day.
Wow.
There's no way for me to read 1,200 comments. But if you send me a direct message, I always respond to it. Yeah. I always try to respond to all the direct messages within 48 hours.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, thanks for coming on the show.
Of course.
That's where you can do the real hard sales pitch. Okay, well, there you go. That's Andy. So he's just one of many. He's actually, like I said, not even the most popular in my world of Scientologist influencers. I'll show you the one that's the most popular in my world. And you'll probably understand why. Not to be creepy, but you'll get it. Maybe. In Minnesota. Okay, hold on. So this is the brothers.
Today I'm going to take you inside the Church of Scientology and show you what a tour might look like.
Hey! Show
Welcome.
me.
I just need you to fill out a welcome card at reception.
Okay. If you insist.
This is for your self-guided tour. Feel free to stay and watch as much as you'd like on our Scientology TV network.
Are you going to watch it with me?
Find out about L. Ron Hubbard.
Is that your dad?
Where can you find a Church of Scientology?
At your house?
Find out about Scientology's beliefs and practices.
I can practice something with you.
What's the reactive mind?
Yeah, great question.
Scientology's got a sauna.
Nude?
Tour the Church of Scientology anytime and stay as long or as little as you'd like.
Long, you say?
Your tour could result in this. Your tour could result in testing.
Ooh.
Your tour might result in an interview with me.
Thank God.
Your tour might result in an enlightenment film.
I can show you a film.
Maybe you'll do an e-meter demonstration. Blueberry or banana?
Banana.
Today I'm going to take you inside the Church of
I'm so
Scientology and
sorry.
show you what a tour...
I'm so sorry. But, you know. Yeah. He's my favorite one. Anywho. So that's that. I'm still working on the video. There's a lot to go through. There's many influencers. There's girls too. There's lore across the board that I'm discovering every day. And yeah. And here's a little sneak peek. There's pictures. There's pictures of the volcano. And I still haven't gotten to the volcano part yet. I'm at the section right now. I'm on chapter 4, the 4 dynamics, which is, I don't know yet. I haven't gotten there. Let me see. Do they give you a chart somewhere? It's like basically survival, all the different ways of survival and why it's important. Like surviving for yourself, surviving for your family, surviving for your community, surviving for your species, surviving for humanity. And there's different levels, and they talk about that. That's where I'm at now. Okay. So, let me let me sing my song, and then we'll come back. Oh yeah, Wednesday. We're going to be live Wednesday, not Thursday, because I'm starting my painting class, and I think I made that announcement already in the last stream. So I'll sing my song, and then we'll see each other again. And by each other, I mean you'll see me, because I'm looking at a camera. Never forget it. This is Parasocial. Okay. And if you'd like to get your name sung parasocially at the end of all streams, sign up, baby. Gold straight up membership. And if you want to just join the membership to support the channel, Choose Sadness is also an option. Cheaper. And the perk is support of moi and tarot specifically, which is the most important, as you know. Right? Right? Okay. Good night, everybody. Peace out. Gracie Charlie loves cats. F that. Going to bat. In a baseball field, cause it's baseball season. Shanna, what's the reason you're on this list? Is it because you're Oliver Twist? Heal and relax. Do you have a bowl that you're asking to have some more? Please, sir. Can I have a graham cracker with a marshmallow and a piece of chocolate on it? That would be really cool. Bone Palace Ballet 94. I just want to take a tour of the Minnesota Scientology building. Hey! And we can hold hands at L. Ron Hubbard's stand. Maya Sloan. You're gonna have to take out a loan to go clear in Scientology. But it's near. If you live in Clearwater. Olive Harper. Do you drink water? Or do you drink exclusively Tang? Everyone likes Tang, gang. Hannah Lulu 7 says, Yang! Not the political figure, but saying yay with a twist and a twang. Merv Bell 2. I got something to say to you, specifically. Here it is. Let me say it unequivocally. Scientology is the study of knowing. And knowing is knowing what you know. So never go when you don't know. You know? For sure. Alif Madison. I gotta get my thoughts in on this religion while I'm having an awakening in the kitchen. Shout out. Rebeled Fuentes. I got a test for you, a personality test. You can take it for free at the Center for Scientology. Rabba Gabor. There's 400 questions and then one more. The most important one is, are you an alien that comes out of a volcano? That's the question. If you answer it, you're a whiz. Lillian Massey knows all about that biz mess. Because she's nasty. And she doesn't do it for free. She's in Scientology. And she's got that money. Alaska Bud Tundra. You are level 49 in my heart, and I made you a shrine in my heart for all time. And you are a Satan, and you are not Satan. A console can't say the same about you, girl. Just kidding. That was a joke, of course. You are an angel walking the earth, and then reincarnating as an even more angelic being. Nicole Campbell, have you worn glasses, or are you a Scientologist who knows everything about seeing yourself, seeing the world, seeing with 20/20 vision? Girl, that's pretty cool. Starry Nights EXE, what do you have to say to me about Scientology? Do you want to watch the John Travolta movie with me? I heard it's really, really bad, and that's sad, because I'm mad. Good night, and thank you, and welcome to D.U, to the membership as well. Peace out.